Join us for a very special episode of Weller Does Delmarva. Kevin Short from Mid-South Audio is our guest host this week. Norman Jones stops by to talk about the town of Ellendale and their 100-year anniversary celebration. Debbie Short shares all the latest info you need for the Do More 24 fundraiser. Bob Yesbek joins us to chat about his former life in the music industry and being our favorite foodie. And Dean delights with a delicious dish. We do it all live from Marilyn's Cheer Cafe in Georgetown. Here's your host, Kevin Short.
Good morning. I'd like to say hi to our Facebook audience. Welcome to Weller Does Delmarva. Obviously, I'm not Jim Weller. He is, I think he's on a plane right now, actually. So, and if he's not, I'm sure he's watching. He's probably actually paid for the Wi-Fi on the plane so he can see this, you know. Anyway, good morning. We are live on Facebook and TV Delmarva, and in a couple of minutes we'll be joining the radio station 105.9. So lots to do today. There's a complete list here. Jim is making sure that we get everything covered. I'll show you this on the air. So you know we're on top of it. Right now, is Colin with us? Your dad on the phone? All right. Good morning, Colin. Apparently not. Okay. Colin, if you're there, just, go ahead and start talking to me. So, he may be calling back in. We dropped the line. Hey now, are you there? Colin? All right, well, we'll work that out and see what happens to Colin. So, will this timer start back timing when we're ready to go live, or I'll just hear the music? So I'll just hear the music when we go back on the radio. Okay, very good. All right, well, right now we're just on Facebook and TV Delmarva, and we're waiting to speak to Colin Walls, who is the proprietor of TV Delmarva, and not of Facebook, not yet. So, but are you there, Colin?
Hey, I'm here now.
Hey.
They finally went through. The phones are working.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, we tested this out, and it all worked, so,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the best laid plans, right?
Yeah, there you have it. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Kevin, and thank you for hosting a show for Jim. I'm sure you're going to do a fine job, and your pay will reflect the job you do.
Hopefully not. So, no, it's been good so far. So,
yeah.
But
Well,
if
good.
you want to
And
talk for the
I
next
know
3
you're
minutes solid,
You're
that's
good
fine with me.
there with Colin and Jonathan. They're good at doing this show and getting it all set up. But we want to talk TV Delmarva this morning. It's the day, Kevin. It's the big announcement.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'm excited about this. Tell me about this big announcement with TV Delmarva.
Big announcements. TV Delmarva is hitting the actual airwaves. We're going to be over the air. So many people don't know this. There's a TV station or a TV channel. It's called W14DKD. That's channel 14 over the air. It's licensed to Dagsboro. The tower is in Seaford. It's on a 500-foot tower in Seaford. And we're going to be over the air. So look for us in the next week or so, maybe week to 2 weeks. We got to get our equipment installed down there. The transmitter's there. It's ready to go. All we have to do is turn the switch on, but we are going to be over the air, channel 14. I'll let you know when to rescan your television to get that channel to come up on your TVs. This is big, big news, and we're very excited. We've been waiting months to make this announcement, but the deal is done. We've signed the papers. The ink might still be a little bit wet on them, but we're ready to go. We're excited.
Well, that's exciting. And this is terrestrial television, so you're broadcasting on the air. So everybody just needs a digital TV in their home with an antenna, and they can pick this up for free.
Exactly, and we're going to work on those call letters too. We're going to try to get a little better call letters, but right now
a little better than W14 DKD.
DKD, yeah.
And just rolls off the tongue. Yeah,
it does. Yeah. What's your favorite TV station? W14 DKD, of course. But anyway, that's what it is right now, and we're going to work to get that changed. It shouldn't be a big deal, but the whole thing. We've worked on this for about 8 years now, to starting TV Delmarva and moving it all the way to going over-the-air broadcast television. We're still going to be on Roku, we're still going to be on Fire Stick. So if you're not in the signal range of that television station, you're still going to be able to get us over your Roku and your Amazon Fire Stick.
Okay, well that is exciting news, and congratulations. I know you've worked a lot, so
well, thank you, and
worked a lot on
you
this.
know, you and Jim have both worked really hard to help me get to this point, and I thank you very much.
Cool. Well, that's the music for the radio. We're going to be switching over to 105.9. So thanks for joining us, Colin. I'll talk next hour. Okay. And we're live. Weller Does Delmarva. I am not Jim Weller. Even though I wouldn't, I could trade places with Jim. That'd be fine. I wouldn't mind selling trailers, I guess. Who knows? So I'll be with you. I'm Kevin Short, and I'm going to be with you for the next 2 hours on 105.9, also on Facebook and TV Delmarva. And I'm going to try to do the same kind of show that Jim does. And it should be an interesting day. So, but Jim will still be with us because he is actually this show is very commercial driven, and so Jim did not. He trusted me with everything else except the actual commercials. So you'll be hearing from Jim from time to time. And actually, if Colin's ready, we'll go ahead and start right now, and we'll run this first ad. So here's Jim, because we don't want to talk too long without having Jim on his own show. So here's a word for Jim, and I believe he's going to be talking about Dry Zone. So you just hit it whenever you're ready. And there we go.
Good morning, everybody. Jim Weller here, and I am on vacation. I'm taking the day off, and Kevin Short, thank you so much for filling in for me. This is a sponsor segment. I want to brag on one of my friends, the people, Bill and Heather Anderson, who own and operate Dry Zone. Dry Zone is a great supporter of the show, so thank you for that. But Dry Zone is a great company. If your basement is leaking from these big, heavy rainstorms and it's never leaked before, they've got a solution. If you want your crawl space encapsulated and done right the first time, they've got a solution. If you have a garage floor and it's all cracked up and it's got oil or stains, or it just needs a fresh look, they've got a Spartec floor coating. They can make it look like new. So listen to me. They even have a full-blown electrical division. So if you have any electrical work, just a small job or a big job, Dry Zone can help you out. Check them out at dryzone.com and learn all about them. Stop by. They're right on Route 16 in Ellendale. The big Dry Zone worldwide headquarters is right there. If you're looking for a career change, they're always looking for new people to join Team Dry Zone. So give them a call. It's 302-684-5034. Estimates are free. They've got great warranties. Their service is great. I'm very happy with them. You will be too. So Dry Zone is the place. Dry Zone is the name, and the phone number again, 684-5034. Tell them Jim Weller sent you. All right, I'm going to turn the show back over to Kevin. So, Kevin, take it away. Bye.
All right, Jim. Thank you very much. See, Jim could not do a show without Jim in it. So there we go. Anyway, so we're going to get started. Our first guest is actually here today, and we have Norman Jones, who I know that you're the former mayor of Ellendale, correct?
Yes,
and,
yes, I am.
Current. Is this your second term as clerk of the peace?
No,
First term.
getting ready to start trying to apply for my job all over again.
Okay.
Because you don't have to reapply every 4 years.
Is that an elected position?
Yes, elected position.
Row office?
It's a row office. I'm real easy to find on the ballot. I'm on the presidential cycle, so every 4 years when you're voting for your president, I'm also on that same ballot. And I'm very easy to find because I tell everybody the president election's at the top of the ballot. If you start at the bottom, you see me because I'm all the way down at the bottom of the ballot. And that's where you find your row office.
So the time has passed. You've got a file, obviously. Do you have an opponent?
As of right now, no.
Okay.
I have announced that I have announced. When's the deadline?
When's the deadline?
You try to find me
I'm
an
not trying to
opponent?
find anybody. I wanted to know when you don't even have to worry about it. See?
Oh, I got a while. I got well into the summer.
Really?
Yeah. There's quite a bit of time that they have the file.
Okay.
I've already made my announcement that I'm running for re-election and got the fundraising process started and that kind of stuff. So we're rocking and rolling and we're ready.
You're 4 years into this job. Is it what you expected?
It's what I expected and so much more. I get to deal with people on one of the happiest occasions of their life, if not the happiest occasion of their life. So yeah, it's very good. I tell people all the time that I could write a book with the stories and stuff that I see that comes through the marriage bureau, but it would not be worth anything because nobody would believe the stuff that I see here that comes through the marriage bureau.
Now, have there been any shotgun weddings?
Well, that's why there's security at the door and the metal detector, and But I'm sure with concealed carry, there's always some. And when I'm out on location.
So, and how much of that is? What's the percentage of doing things at the clerk of the peace's office and then out?
Well, actually, believe it or not, we're not quite halfway, but just almost half the weddings. We do quite a bit of weddings. Like today is a slower day because wintertime we're a little bit slower. So I had 3, but just last week when it
Slow
was
day is 3.
Yeah, so actually three in 1 hour. They're half an hour apart.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That doesn't work.
What was that?
3 in 1 hour if they're half hour apart doesn't work.
Yeah, I start at the top of the hour. I finish at the bottom of the hour because I finish early.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if maybe the same person that made the schedule
59
worked that out. Yeah.
59 minutes apart.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's we do quite a bit in the office. We go out of the office. But where last weekend was 2/22, February 22nd. It was a busy day because it's always numbers.
How about Valentine's Day?
Actually, you know what? Normally Valentine's Day, when it comes to ceremony, we're busy with phone calls, people getting licenses. But anniversaries, there's a lot of people that don't want their anniversary on Valentine's Day because they feel like they're losing a day.
Oh, yeah.
But for some reason, I would normally do 1 or 2 weddings on Valentine's Day. This year, we had 8.
Really?
Yeah, so I was really surprised. And 2/22, I did 9 ceremonies that day right in the office.
How many people got married in Southeast County last year?
Oh, I got to look at my notes.
I mean, just roughly.
Roughly, it was
1,000, 10,000?
Oh, yeah, no, not 10,000. A little over 1,000, between
Really?
1,000 and 2,000.
Wow. How about
Yep.
that? How many divorces?
I don't know. We send them across the circle to family court. They come in saying the D word. We said, hey, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. You got to go across the circle.
The D word.
Yep. So,
Okay. So, I know you're here to talk about some other stuff. You're going to talk about the 100th anniversary of the Ellendale Parade.
Yeah, the 100th anniversary of the Ellendale Fire Company, and we're having a parade.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And we're having a parade. You're going by Jim's notes, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, I was debriefed. Oh, we're going to get a picture here. So
all right, get a picture right
there
quick.
we go. We got to let
There
Jim
we go.
know that we're actually working. So
Yeah, especially if he's listening and not watching.
Yeah.
Then you have to kind of keep going. So on actually May 9th, 2020, of course it's a rain and shine event, but we are going to be celebrating our 100th anniversary of the fire department in the town of Ellendale that was established by the town to protect the town and the surrounding communities. We have one of the largest fire districts land mass wise in the state, over 60 miles.
Wow.
Of territory that we cover, and we have mutual aid from our neighboring companies where we all work together, especially in a time where volunteers are down and everybody's busy. So if it wasn't for our neighboring companies and helping one another out, it would be an impossible job. But we're going to be coming together and inviting everybody out on May 9th, 2020 at the Ellendale Firehouse to celebrate our 100th anniversary. We're having a parade that will start at 1 p.m. and the celebration will go into afterwards, having, I believe, a concert afterwards there at the site of the firehouse. It's going to be a fun-filled day, but we have an opportunity, and I appreciate Jim allowing me to come on and talk about that opportunity for businesses, corporate sponsors, or just somebody that just wants to say, hey, we want to help out financially because we know this takes money to do. We're having a Ellendale Fire Company 100th anniversary book, and inside that book we'll have ads, patron ads, business ads. So if people would like to help out and purchase an ad, you can, one, show your support for the fire company, and plus give you a little bit of advertising capability there too, where a lot of these books are going to be going out and be kept as keepsakes, and they're going to see, hey, one, you support local, two, you support emergency services, and three, you're a local business that, if they need something, hey, I remember seeing that in the book.
So there will be a meal that day at the fire hall, right?
Oh yeah, we're going to have food, we're going to have giveaways,
and that's like
we're
your
gonna have
typical, chicken and dumpling and oyster dinner.
I don't know if we're going to get into all that. We're going to have, as far as
do
vendors,
those, right, at the fire hall.
Actually, we had to cut back on the dinners because of the lack of volunteers.
Really?
Yeah, we just when we had,
those used to be some incredible dinners.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been to Ellendale chicken and dumpling dinner, beef and dumpling dinner, and we would feed like 2,000 people in one afternoon, and the amount of help and people you need, and with the shortage of volunteers, that was one of the things that we just could not provide anymore, just because we couldn't provide that service to the public, and that was a great fundraiser for us. It was
Yeah.
a major fundraiser.
Okay.
And we just weren't able to do it. There's very few fire companies around. Like I know Bridgeville, they still do a dumpling dinner. And it's, going on how strong still. And I applaud them. And I think other people in the community come together and help them continue to put that on. But a lot of your fire companies don't. They're doing smaller fundraisers, such as there's some fire companies down south that does the oyster sandwiches on Friday nights and that kind of
Right.
stuff. So the volunteer shortage has really hurt us, not just with
And Georgetown
fighting
Fire
but
Company
all
had
that.
their big fundraiser last night.
Oh, yeah, the
In
oyster
fact, there's
eat.
probably a lot of people that not listening to this show right now because they're sleeping in.
They're going to be going back on Facebook
Yes,
and
that's
watching
right.
the replay of it.
That's right.
Yep. But that's what's going on in Ellendale. You can contact the firehouse.
You could have probably got a couple weddings out of the oyster eat late at night.
You know what? I may have because it's funny because while the guys are over at the oyster eat, the ladies are over at Lewis Fire Company for their shrimp.
That's true.
For their
Yeah.
shrimp fundraiser. So
and then they all meet up at Shuckers or Stokely Tavern afterwards.
Is that where it is? Okay.
Yeah, you could have actually done marriages right in the parking lot.
that would have been something.
Yeah.
I might have broke my record because I'm
May
trying to
have
hit a
had to
dozen.
have divorces first. Yes.
I would love to do a dozen weddings in one day. Right now,
Is that your goal?
that's my goal. But of course, I'm at the will of the people. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
You
Yeah.
just say, hey, let's go get married. But I've done the most I've done is 10, and I've done that twice now.
Now, anybody today? Because this is the 29th, right? This is
Yep.
So you'd only have to have an anniversary every 4 years.
I didn't think of that, but that's probably why I got 3 weddings this morning.
Yeah, well, those are smart people. They only have to celebrate every 4 years.
That's
for all the
something.
people that didn't want it. That's the exact opposite of getting married on Valentine's Day.
Right. There you go.
You get married today.
That's very clever.
So-
also, we'll talk about Ellendale. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that this is the town part of the town of Ellendale. Last year, I was on the show and spoke about the park project and the tree initiative, and where people can sponsor trees and gazebos and that kind of stuff that helps the town parks and recreation department. And they're up for sale now. Those trees for sponsorship. You get a nice plaque, whatever you want, in memory of or sponsored by, for a whole year. That's out in front of the tree or the gazebo, whichever's decided to be sponsored, and that helps one with the Parks and Rec, keeps the park, that new park that we got 4 years ago when I was mayor of the town, put in.
Now,
and
can
it
you
keeps
be
the
mayor
upkeep on
and
that.
clerk of the peace at the same time?
No, I can't because
You can't.
it's 2 elected positions.
I got you.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's why I just stepped down. So Ellendale was without a president, a council, or mayor, as they refer to it,
Right.
for about 6 hours. Because that election was in the evening where they vote for the new mayor, and I was sworn in at 9 a.m. in county
I
council
gotcha.
when I was elected. So for 6 hours, we were worried that havoc would break loose, but we made out all right. We made out
Well,
okay.
good. We got about 20 seconds left. Tell people how to contact you or how to get involved if they want to sponsor it. You've told them what it's going to happen, but if they want to be involved financially, how should they?
Absolutely. If you want to do it the easy way, you can contact me. You can find me on Facebook all over the place. Send me a message, Norman Jones or Norman J. Jones, or contact the fire hall directly and talk to Lisa, 302-422-7500. Easy to remember because we're station 75, so 7500. That's
7500.
422-7500, 7500.
Okay. Great. Well,
All right.
thank you very much.
You're doing an excellent job, Kevin. Congratulations.
I understand you've got to leave and go feed your pig.
Exactly. I tried to keep him asleep, and he started oinking at me. I said, I'll be back. Give me an hour. So I'm going to go feed the pig, let him out, and then I'm going to go to work.
Okay. All right. Well, have a good day.
Thank you.
All right. That's Norman Jones with the Ellendale Fire Company talking about their 100th anniversary coming up shortly. So we've got a lot more Weller Does Delmarva coming up, but we're going to take a short commercial break and let Jim participate in his own show. And I believe right now he has this is one of my favorite sponsors. He has a word from McMillan Septic. So here's Jim.
Howdy, everybody. It's me again. And I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in the show. And Kevin Short, thank you so much for all your diligent work and attention to detail and just how well you're doing with things. Please don't butcher it up too bad, okay? No, I'm just messing with you. Thanks, Kevin. All right, so anyway, another sponsor segment, McMullen Septic. Listen, one thing always will get you uptight. is when your septic system is not flowing, okay? You're in a dead panic. How long is it going to take for them to get here? Will I be able to hold out that long? What I'm saying is, if you need a great company to deal with your septic problems, it's McMullen Septic. I've dealt with them for years, been very happy with them, okay? So this is a company been around over 60 years in our community. Good people. Third generation, Brian and Mike McMullen do a great job. So they serve all of Sussex County and Southern Kent County. They're licensed, they're insured, they know what they're doing. Also, let's say you have a septic problem. They can help you with that. Maybe you're building a new home. Maybe you need a septic system replaced. They can help you with any type of septic needs, okay? So the other thing is, now when you sell a house, you have to have your septic system inspected, whether you're the buyer or the seller. You don't know who to deal with. You don't know who to trust. Call McMullen Septic. Good people. I highly recommend them. You will be pleased, okay? So their number is 302-629-6221. That's 629-6221. McMullenSeptic.net, and look them up on Facebook. Other than that, I'm going to go. I am on vacation. I'm taking the day off. If you need me, don't call me. Okay? I'm relaxing. I'm chillaxing. I've let my hair down. Look at it. I've let almost all of it down. I'm going to go. Kevin, take it away. Everybody have a blessed day. I'll see you when I see you. Next Saturday, make plans to join me live in person at Marilyn's Cheer Center Cafe. It is our last show there. We're then going to Rudy's Family Restaurant in Harrington starting March 14th. Okay? See ya. Thank you. Goodbye.
All right, thank you, Jim. And we're back with Weller Does Delmarva live on 105.9 and also TV Delmarva and Facebook. And my next guest is someone that I know intimately. I can say that about her. This is the only person I can say that about that's going to show today. Thank God. So this is my wife, Debbie Short. Yeah, you hope?
I would hope that's
well, good.
what you would say.
Yeah, well, Norman and I have a past. So
I'm sure.
Anyway, you're going to be on. You're going to be on a couple times today, but I wanted to squeeze this in first.
Okay.
We got to talk about Marilyn's Cafe, and I just thought that's the segment that we're in. So you've been here as much as I have.
Yes.
And I've probably had lunch here more during the week than you have, but
That would be accurate.
Yeah, and we have it delivered at the office.
Yes.
But you're here on Saturdays. You're here for the buffet.
I am.
And just tell people about Marilyn's food. And Marilyn works for us. She's done catering for us. She does a great job.
All right, what I'm going to say about Marilyn's food is this. I have never put anything in my mouth that Marilyn made that wasn't absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Except maybe her lima beans, because I don't like lima beans at all ever. But with the possible exception of lima beans.
I can speak for her lima beans. They're very good.
Okay, all right.
So,
but her macaroni and cheese is divine. Everything she makes homemade. She rolls her dumplings. She makes delicious dumplings. And
you took one of her cakes all the way to Alexandria, Virginia for a wedding.
I did.
You took one of her orange cakes.
I did.
Yes.
Our son loves Marilyn Ann's orange cream cakes, and when he was
there was no caterer at the hotel that could make a cake, so it had to come from here.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But I said, what kind of cake would you like to have for your rehearsal dinner? And he said, Marilyn Ann's orange cream cake. I said, Rob, please. And he said, no, Mom, that's what I want. So I said, okay. So Marilyn made it happen. I made it happen, and that's true. It's divine. Her coconut cake is fabulous. Her desserts are, again, homemade from scratch, and everything is just delicious that she makes.
We're going to have you back later on the show. You're going to talk about Do More 24.
I can do that.
That's coming up this Thursday.
It is.
It's different this year. It's not midnight to midnight.
No.
It's 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it's 6 p.m. Thursday to 6 p.m. Friday.
Yes.
So, and you're going to tell people all about that and how they can donate and what's going on. And we'll have you back in a few minutes.
I can do that.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. All right.
All right, we're here. Weller Does Delmarva live on the air with Facebook, TV Delmarva, and 105.9. And we're going to go back and hear from Jim. He's got some information from, I believe, Peninsula Chiropractic. So Jim in a new shirt, I think, is what we're going to see. Okay, here we go. And I was right.
Good morning again, everybody. Jim Weller here. Thank you so much for tuning in my show, Weller Does Delmarva, okay? Now, I want to encourage you to listen to this ad. It's very important. It's going to be very timely, and it's a sponsor segment, all right? So, I want to brag on Peninsula Chiropractic Center. I was just there the other day. People say, how often can a person go to the chiropractor? You can go as often as you want. There's no limit to how often you can go to the chiropractor. But why do I like going to the chiropractor? Because I always have some kind of an ache or pain or twinge or whatever, and I just like to get the kinks out. I spend a lot of time in a chair on a phone like this all day long. So it's important to get yourself aligned every now and then, at least once a month, is just a great idea. So if you're looking for a chiropractor, somebody that you're going to enjoy dealing with, somebody that knows what they're doing, somebody that's going to get you in quick, sometimes they get me in the same day that I call. So anyway, if you're looking for a chiropractor, I highly recommend Peninsula Chiropractic Service, okay? Right on Route 13 in Seaford. All right, just outside of Seaford in the northbound lane. Can't miss them. All right, so anyway, you want to give them a call. It's 302-629-4344, 629-4344. Give them a call. Said, hey, Jim said you guys do a great job, and they will. Dr. T, Dr. Bud, very happy with them, and you will be too. Listen to me. They're also on Facebook, very active there, so like their Facebook page. And if you also would, look up their website. It's PeninsulaChiroCenter.com, 629-4344. I got to go. I got to get rolling. If you need me, don't call me. I'm taking the day off. It don't happen often, but today I'm off for the day. I will see you next Saturday live in person, Maryland's Cheer Center Cafe. Come join us for our final edition of the show at Maryland's. Okay? See you. Kevin, take it from here. Bye.
Okay, Jim, and we're back, and he'll be back in a few minutes with another ad, and he's got to go change his shirt. So, that's what he's doing anyway. So, we're back here live, Weller Does Delmarva. It is a Saturday morning, and every Saturday morning, Jim does the show here from Maryland's Cafe. Like he said, we will be moving. I'm sure he'll be talking to you more about that next week. Next week is the last time he'll be here at Maryland's. And but I've got a guest with me right now that has worked for me for quite a few years, or worked with me for quite a few years. I don't even know what year did you start?
2000. No. Oh yeah. 2007.
That's the year you were born. Yeah. No, sorry.
2007.
2007. This is Michael LeCates, and he is our operations manager. And his job title is like this long. So, but
a lot of hats.
Yeah, there's a lot of hats. But Michael has done it all in the company, and I wanted to have him on because I didn't want to really talk about myself much today. So we've been doing a lot in the in restaurant world lately.
Yep, just finished up the programming yesterday for a restaurant in Dewey.
Cool, and that's Nalu, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're saying that as the Rehoboth Foodie walks in the building. So he walks in, all of a sudden all the talk turns to restaurants. So I know in the last year we've done that. We've done the Pines in Rehoboth.
We did the Crooked Hammock's new location in Middletown.
Right. A lot of different restaurants, and that's kind of a new. We've done those over the years, but there's a lot more going on, and part of that is because restaurants are becoming more high tech.
Yes, there's a lot more demand for high-tech stuff. So
right.
Nalu has full theatrical lighting around the room. I did all the TV control, video control. 30
years ago, we were doing restaurant sound, and I did some restaurants over in Cambridge and in Easton, and it was literally like 10 ceiling speakers and a radio.
No, now it's advanced control where they want control from their phone
and TVs, and you want to be able to manipulate the video and digital signage and.
Yep.
And then, like you said, lighting everywhere.
Lighting is becoming, it's getting bigger and bigger with the restaurants.
Yeah.
Especially, Nalu and
everybody's trying to create their own atmosphere. They want to make their place more unique than somebody else's. And that's the radio music that I'm almost hearing in my headphones. Okay. So when that comes on, how much time do I have? 30 seconds? Okay. Well, I guess in 30 seconds, we're going to go back and for the bottom of the hour news, that's what's coming up. I'm going to have you back on, and we'll talk more about Mid-South Audio and what's going on. So thanks for joining us when we'll be back. So stay tuned, folks. The news is coming up, but if you stay on Facebook and TV Delmarva, you will hear us continue this broadcast, and you can kill. There we go. And so we're going to go right to Colin right now. So, Colin, are you there? Uh-oh. He's calling in. So there we go. Colin is calling. Colin, are you there? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, cool.
Here,
well, welcome to the bottom of the hour. We've already knocked out 30 minutes of this show.
Yep, good job. You did a good job, Kevin. You kept things flowing, and Jim only bumped you off a couple times. So
there you go. But every time he has a new shirt.
He does have a new shirt.
Yeah, have you noticed that?
The longest goodbyes I've ever seen. So, hey, big, huge news for TV Delmarva.
This
We're
is
really proud. We're
big
really
news.
excited to make this announcement on Jim's show today. TV Delmarva is going to be over the air. Channel 14. Give us about a week and a half. We will be broadcasting in the real sense, broadcasting over the airwaves. Channel 14. It's called W14DKD. We're going to work on those call letters, try to get something better.
So you say
try to get WALL, but
okay. So you say that the transmitter is in the license is in Dagsboro and the transmitter is in
Seaford. Yeah. So we're going to work on that too. See if we can change the city of license to like Wilmington or something. That just makes more sense.
Okay.
But
anyway, what's
yeah,
the footprint? So people with terrestrial television, so that means they're not connected to cable, or maybe they can be, but
Right.
but they can just go on their TV with an antenna.
Yes.
Give me the footprint of what area will you be encompassing?
So the signal comes as far north as about Milford. We can actually get it here at the studio. Our studio is in the Lincoln Milford area.
Okay.
We can get it with a with a rooftop antenna from here, and but it heads more south, so it covers more south and east-west.
How about
than
the
it does
Georgetown?
to the north. Georgetown, yes. Georgetown, you should be able to pick it up.
All the way to
with
the
no
beach?
problem. The beach, yeah. That's getting to the fringe area over there, Rehoboth, Lewis. But it goes south. Laurel's going to be no problem, even over into the eastern shore, the southern eastern shore of Maryland over there, into Salisbury.
Really?
Yeah,
So
you
you're
should
going to be
able
covering the
pick it up
majority
all
of Sussex County and then even into Wicomico County then?
Exactly. Yes.
And
Yep.
Dorchester
So,
and Caroline.
Yeah, and that's our audience. So this
Right.
is the core TV Delmarva audience anyway. That is the people that want to see good old Sussex County radio, TV, broadcast type stuff. And that's who we're going after because there are people.
There sure are, and and local TV is going to be a great thing. I know you've the broadcast of TV Delmarva has come a long way since you've been on. When did you actually go on the web? Like that was like earlier this year.
TV Delmarva was actually I've had the name and I've had the concept, and we've done sporadic things here and there, but we went at it full force back in about September,
right.
And then we got our Roku app and our Amazon Fire app developed and all that, and that was about October to November. So, I mean, in a couple months, we've gone from just Facebook to
0 to 60
television.
Yeah, that's amazing. And
it is. So, and it's because of a lot of help from a lot of our friends, you, Jim Weller, and lots of other people. Too many people to mention. That have really helped us along the way here. So thanks to everyone who's helped us, and we still are going to need help. So don't stop.
Well, I like being involved. I know you re-air our Tech Talk shows. We do our Tech Talk show live on there, and then it gets re-aired. Sometimes I turn it on with the Roku stick, and I see myself, and I quickly turn off and go to something else. But hopefully other people watch. But a lot of local programming, and you've got a weather guy now. I see that he's doing some things.
Yep.
And your Saturday lineup is really jam packed. So you want to run through that real quick before we go back on the radio?
Yeah. So it starts with Jim's show, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Right.
After that, you have In the Huddle with Coach Muddle. It's a live show. He's in our studio here. That's 9 to 11. He's a sports show, sports talk. 11 o'clock, we have Michael Sprouse. He comes on for 2 hours. And arts and entertainment, what's happening down to the beach, what's happening in the arts and entertainment world. And then at 1 o'clock, we're actually recording this show right now. It's called the Three Bros Sports Show, and it's three young guys from Del Tech, and they're just kind of doing their own sports show, and we air that at 1 o'clock. So live, local, all the way up to 2 o'clock. The 1 to 2, I guess, isn't technically live, but it's not old. It's a couple hours old is all it is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's that probably counts for live. So
yeah, in television that counts for live. I would say.
Yeah. There you go. Well, it's congratulations. I know you've worked really hard at having that happen, and I am anxious to get that signal and check it out, and I guess you'll be making announcements all over Facebook about the actual.
We'll
day.
be making an announcement when we turn the transmitter on. That's right.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, thanks for joining us. I have no idea if we're out of time or how close we're coming back to the radio. We've got not yet. We got how much? We got a minute left. 30 seconds. We don't know. Okay. Is that your dad's gone? Okay. Well, Colin, I didn't say bye, but that's okay. So that was Colin Walls, and he's done a great job with TV Delmarva and with everything broadcasting wise. He's been a big help to us with our Tech Talk show, and I'm glad to have Colin as a friend. So we will be getting back to the radio, and I got to remind myself when we go back to the radio that I got to have people share this on Facebook and hit the share button. So it's written all over this page, everywhere, and I have not mentioned it yet. So we're heading back to the radio. This is the disclaimer, so we don't get in trouble. And we're back. We are live on 105.7. 105.9? Is that where we are? Yeah, I have no idea. 105.9. Yeah, where did I get that from? 105. I'm going to have to write that down now. And so we're back live. Weller Does Delmarva. Kevin Short with you today, in for Jim Weller, and lots going on here today. And we have a Facebook audience as well as a TV Delmarva audience. And if you're watching on Facebook, now will be a great time to share the show. And so Jim always wants us to tell you about that. And Jim is on the show. And now, you know what I didn't mention? The call-in for Justin, is he there? He's there. Okay, so I'm ready. So Justin Ward from Invisible Fence is on the line with us. And Justin, how are things in your world this morning?
Good morning, Kevin. They're going great.
Good morning.
We're liking this mild winter.
Yeah.
We'll take it and run with it. And we got a lot of good things coming up. I want to mention that we're going to be at the home show in Ocean City. I believe it's March 14th, the weekend of the 14th, Saturday and Sunday. And actually, I think it's Friday as well. We're going to have a lot of stuff on display, a lot of new technology coming up. A lot of people still don't recognize our Boundary Plus system, which gives dogs more room in the yard. If they were to go past the boundaries themselves, they get the correction up to audible tone and correction up to 30 seconds until they come back, which is a rewarding thing for the pet, especially if they get their mind or nose on something. But we're going to be there with some new technology. I encourage people to reach out. We do a lot of stuff with Sports Dog brand, Pet Safe brand, a lot of stuff that you see online. We can deal with that stuff as well. We can talk about our GPS technology. We now do 3 acres more. 3 acres. The largest invisible fence we've ever done is actually 1,500 acres with our GPS system.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool stuff there. Anybody that's got a farm or a large farmette or property that they want to do something on, all of our estimates are free to come out, and we like to interact with the dogs and stuff like that. So a lot of good things going on. We got.
I know you took care of my father's dog years ago, and
yes.
and you know the dog now, even without the collar, stops at the fence. And you know you have to, if you're going to go somewhere, you've got to pick the dog up and take him over the fence, because that works for him in his mind. But he will not go over that fence even without the collar. It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's when you know you did the training. I try to tell people it's all about the training and giving the dog expectations to fall back on. It's not just like a cattle fence where they're going to go out there and bounce off of it. But from a trainer's perspective, I really like it because there's 2 different behaviors. There's time to stay in the yard, and then there's time to leave, but you're with your owner and stuff like that. So it makes it pretty cool. But I do remember your dad, yeah. Yeah,
it's a great business. You do a great job, and I know Jim is very happy to have you as a sponsor of the show. So thanks for joining us this morning, and we're going to make sure people check you out at the home show in Ocean City. You said that's the 14th, is that right?
Yes, I believe it's the 14th, the weekend of the 14th. So,
okay, very good.
The weather stays nice, and just reach out to us, 410-546-2436, so they can text that number or check us out on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay. I have a different number here. I have 410-984-4020. Is that a wrong number?
That is actually my cell number, so if anybody wants to really hook me in.
Okay, so I probably shouldn't have given that number out. Okay, well, there we go. Anyway, well, thanks for joining us, Justin, and have a good day, and I'm sure Jim will talk to you next week.
Yep, you do the same, Kevin.
All right,
Thanks.
Take care. Thanks. That is Justin Ward with Invisible Fence Delmarva, and so that's a great product. So we've got this is Jim Weller's show. I'm sitting in, but he's got to be part of his own show, and so I'm sure by now he's had time to change shirts, and we've got him back. So are you ready for Jim? He is going to be talking to you about Luff and Associates.
Good morning again. Jim Weller here. And do you notice something different about every one of my commercials? Yes. Sometimes I part my hair this way. Sometimes I part it that way. No, quite frankly, I'm changing my shirt every time I do an ad. I want to look more stylish and up to date. I want every ad to look fresh. Okay? So good morning to you. This is another sponsor segment, and thank you for tuning in. Weller Does Delmarva. Now, something I've noticed, I talk a lot with my hands. So I'm going to do this ad with my hands under the table. Okay? You ready? Here we go. Sponsor segment, George Luff, Luff & Associates, my accountant. This time of year, we communicate a lot because we're closing out last year. We're making sure we don't overpay on taxes and that we maximize every deduction legally possible. Luff & Associates has been around a long time, celebrating 32 years. Congratulations, Team Luff. So anyway, if you need an accountant, you need some help, whether it's for your business or personal, they'll help you out. They also have a great system called Easy Payroll. Easy Payroll. And what they do is they will help you with your payroll. If you have a business, whether you got a couple employees or 100 employees, they will help you out. So if you're just fed up with it, it's a new year, you want to focus on running your business and not worrying about payroll, they will help you out, even if you don't deal with them for accounting. So their phone number is 302-422-9699, and it works best if you dial it in that order, 422-9699. On the web, it's luffcpas.com. And where are they located? They got an office in Milford, one in Dover, and one in Rehoboth. Good people. I've been with them a long time. They're celebrating 32 years of exceptional customer service. Luff & Associates, tell them I sent you. 422-9699. I do want to say thank you, Kevin. Is Debbie still there? Debbie, are you there? I presume she's still here. But Debbie, I didn't get to see you. But thank you for joining Kevin this morning and for all your support of my show. I'll see you all. Take care. God bless you. Goodbye.
And that's Jim Weller, and this is the Weller Does Delmarva show. This is Jim's show. He is not here, so we'll be hearing from him periodically doing the show via commercial, pre-taped commercial, of which he's changing shirts for every time he does that, which I think is totally hilarious. Anyway, we're here, and we're on 105.9, also on Facebook and TV Delmarva, and my next guest back again in the hot seat next to me. This is always scary, interviewing your wife, because, you know, there's things that could come out here on the radio that we probably wouldn't want everybody to know. Or, you know, I don't really care. I don't know. I bet you'd stop.
Just thinking about that.
Yeah, you could start, then I would stop you if it was inappropriate.
Yeah, or you.
So you have a big fundraiser. Your annual once-a-year fundraiser is coming up this week. Well,
it is.
Next week.
Well,
the week starts on
Sunday.
The
week starts on Sunday, so yes.
Yeah.
But the very next Thursday we have, March 5th, begins a fundraiser, and I don't know what that was about. Yeah, that was somebody telling me something. But anyway, I'm sorry about that.
A lot of times people mute their phone when they come on the radio.
I thought I had. So
okay.
We just had a whole big discussion about that. But let's talk about Do More 24. And,
okay.
Once a year, if you don't know, I am the president and founder of the Barbara K. Brooks Transition House, which is a home located in Georgetown, Delaware, that houses 7 women in recovery from life-controlling circumstances. So life-controlling circumstances could be anything from mental illness to addiction to substances like alcohol or illegal drugs, things of that nature. So
prescription drugs.
Yeah. You know, it could be lots of things. But the purpose of the home is to help vulnerable women get their footing back and get their lives back on track. So
and the purpose of the house is not for someone to live there permanently.
No.
But it's not unusual for them to be there. You've been there 3 years, and you've
the
had
home has
some
been
people
open
that
3 years.
You've had some people that are as much as 2 years, right?
Yes.
So, because it just depends on how long it takes them to get ready to go back.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So the national average is women in a recovery home take about 18 months to repair relationships and to restore themselves to where they are ready to once again live independently. And that's the goal, the ultimate goal for a woman in the house is to live independently. However, there are lots of little steps along the way that help them. Like it may be getting a job, learning how to manage a house again.
Right. And you talk about repairing relationships because a lot of times their lives are pretty messed up.
Shattered, yes.
And so they've got to do a lot of trust. They've got to rebuild a lot of trust with people in their lives.
Yes.
And a lot of those people sometimes need to find out that they're serious.
Yes, they
So
do.
you can't convince somebody you're serious a week after you're
No.
sober.
No.
But after you've been sober for 18 months, or 6 months or a year, then people start to kind of jump on the bandwagon with you.
Yes, it's
So
a
it
process
takes
of
time.
rebuilding trust with friends, with family, with relationships, with children. A lot of the women who are in the house have children who they have broken relationships with, and they work to restore them. And it just takes time. It takes time, and making the right decision, doing the right next thing. That's what they always say. I'm
Right.
going to do the right next thing.
Yeah. I hear a lot about the Barbara K. Brooks house because, we happen to live together, and it comes up.
It does.
And some things that have always surprised me. You don't allow any men in the house.
No,
there are no
no,
conjugal
no.
visits at the
No,
Barbara K.
no,
Brooks
no, no, no,
house.
no, no.
Yeah, that doesn't
And
happen.
let me explain to you
I
why.
mean, but not only that, they don't even come in the house.
That's correct. And let me explain to you why. These women are in what I call the intensive care unit of their lives. And when you're in the intensive care unit, you have restricted visitors. So their restricted visitors occur outside the home. They're visiting.
Mm-hmm.
They can go anywhere they want. They're not in jail. They can come and go as they please as long as they adhere to the curfews of the house
You have
and
a
the rules
curfew,
of the house.
right.
And those curfews are set in place to help them learn how to live within the boundary of rules again. Because a lot of women have been living without rule. They've just been living without rule and without consequence. Pardon me. So,
And some from when they were young and under
Yes.
their parents' care. They
Yes.
just lived in an environment of utter chaos.
Right,
And,
that's
and
correct.
that could have led to their addiction.
That's right.
And so you've
Well,
got to break that cycle.
you have to learn how to live within the boundary of rules. And that helps them restore those relationships because when people see them doing the right next thing, they're more apt to trust them. But
Yeah.
back to men for a minute. I feel like you and I live together and we have 100% control over who comes in our house,
Right.
right? When you have 6 or 7 women living together and they all want to bring someone into the home, one person no longer has 100% control over who comes in the house. This way, no one comes in the house and everybody has 100% control over who comes in the house. So having said that, sometimes they want their family to see where they live because they're proud of our home. I think we have a very nice recovery house. I'm proud of the facility. I'm proud of the physical brick and mortar place that they have to live. So if they want their family members to come and see the house, they make an appointment with me, and I will show the property on an individual basis. But anybody coming into the house, I have to
But
be
they're
there.
not coming over just to watch TV
No.
with their daughter.
No.
Yeah,
No.
that's not those
They can-
kind of things don't happen.
No, they can take their daughter to their home and watch
Right,
TV. They
right,
can go to the
right.
movies. They can go wherever they'd like.
They can make
but-
an appointment with you and come and see the facility
That's correct.
and see how they're living and that kind of thing. But there's no hanging out with
No.
outsiders
No.
in the house. Now, however, you do open the house up at least once a year and have an open house, and that's coming up in conjunction with DMO
yes.
24.
Yes, on
so
Thursday.
let's talk about that.
Well, we can talk about that. We want to, if people are interested in what is going on at the house and what the facility looks like, we invite you to come over between 6 and 9 p.m. on Thursday during our fundraiser. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit here in a minute, about the fundraiser
Okay.
itself. Because people are curious and they wonder, what am I donating to? Where is my money going? What's going on? Or is it a tenant house? Is it a flop house? What's going on here? Where are my when I donate to the Barbara Brooks transition house, where are my funds going? What does it look like? Because when you give to the Boys and Girls Club, you can go to the Boys and Girls Club and see it, but you can't just show up at the Barbara Brooks house and come in and check it out. So there's one time that we do that, and that's going to be Thursday between 6 and 9. Now, I told you I wanted to talk a little bit about the fundraiser, unless you have another question.
No,
about
go
it.
ahead. No, you've
So-
got it. You're in control.
Okay,
I have
thanks.
completely surrendered. I have no control over this.
That's not true.
Yeah.
So
Just along for the ride.
the Do More 24 campaign is powered by the United Way and Spur Impact of Delaware. And Spur Impact this year has it's a pool. It's called the, I'm losing my train of thought here. It's called the Stretch Pool. That's the word, stretch. I'm
Yes.
sorry. And it's $40,000 worth of funds. So, and everybody who competes, there are 280 some foundations that are competing for, not competing, but who are trying to raise money on these days, raise funds for their program. And whatever percentage of the total amount of funds raised that day, you get that percentage of the $40,000. So that's helping your money do more. So let's say, for example, I raised 20% of the total amount raised this year, which I did last year, and I'm really proud of that, then I would get $8,000.
Right.
$8,000 bonus. Now, they have some little side contests that go on that help your money do more. One of those that I'm really interested in is the first 20 nonprofits that receive 25 donations receives a $250 bonus. Bam.
Right off the top.
Right off the top.
That's what Do More 24 is all about. I mean,
Yes.
they set up a program that adds bonus dollars to all the money that you raise.
That's
somehow.
correct. Yes.
Or they give you an opportunity to win prizes to get.
Right.
Just because if you enter this and you raise $5, then you're done. Well, in this case, with a Spur Impact, maybe not. But in previous
Right.
years, that was the way.
Right.
But the whole Do More 24 is that there's ways that you're gonna, you give $1, and then there's a potential for more money coming in. And this year, they're guaranteeing that
Right.
you're going to get something else based on every
Right.
donation you get.
Right.
That's a big deal.
It is a very big deal. And there are, if you go to the Do More 24, I want to talk about this for a second too. Go to domore24delaware.org, and you'll see a search engine. Search for Barbara. You don't have to put Barbara Brooks in. Just put Barbara in, and Barbara Brooks Foundation will pop up. Click on it. You can set a reminder to remind you to donate to us during that Thursday to Friday period, because people are busy and they forget.
That's the other part of the 24 is this is only for 24 hours, Thursday and Friday.
That's correct.
That's the only time you can donate.
That's correct. Well,
I mean, they can donate to the house
Yeah, they
anytime,
can donate.
but you can't donate to this competition. It only counts in that 24
The
hour
one day
period.
of giving. Yeah, the one day of giving is the 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's
it's
when
concentrated. They raise money for these 280 nonprofits throughout Delaware,
Right.
And that's statewide. And I'm very proud of you. Last year you won. You collected the most money, got the most donations of anybody in the entire state, and that includes Newcastle County.
Yeah,
which is pretty amazing. I was
That's
very
what
proud of
happened.
you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But it wasn't through my work. It was through the people who donated to.
No, I raised the most money.
You did.
No, I'm
you
sorry.
did.
But
you have the contacts. You do. You helped a lot. You
No,
helped a lot, 'cause
but
do help a
you
lot.
did work very hard, and that's a major accomplishment. And we've talked about Jim Martin
Yes.
with the Shepherd's House. They were number 2.
That's correct.
And
That's
there's a lot of other
right
people.
here. Yeah, right here in Georgetown, there is a men's recovery house, and I'm on the board of directors for that men's recovery house. It's called the New Street House.
Right.
If you're interested in helping men recover, I would suggest that you donate to the New Street House. So instead of typing in Barbara, type in New Street, or
do
donate to
both.
both of us. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
there you
donate to both women and men.
We're gonna have you back
Sadowski.
later on, and that's John Sadowski's house, the New Street
Right.
House. We could talk about that later on in the show.
Okay.
Thanks for joning us, and stick around, and I'll
Cutting
have you
me
back
off.
on. Yeah, I am cutting you
Cutting me
off.
off. Okay.
Yes.
All right,
yeah.
very good.
Yeah. So
All right, good enough.
there's no hook.
We'll see about that.
Nobody's gonna.
Okay, we'll see who cuts who off.
Okay. Okay. Well, then, 105.9 is where we're broadcasting live. This is the Jim Weller Show. Weller does Delmarva. I am not Jim Weller, but I am filling in for him today as he is on vacation. He's coming back. He'll be back next week. And so lots of guests today. We're going to get to them in just a minute. We've got Bob Yesbek, the Rehoboth Foodie, is going to come back on. And but right now we got to take care of a commercial. So we're going to go back to Jim, who will have a new shirt on. I guarantee it. And he's going to talk about L&W Insurance. So Jim, take it away.
Hey everybody, it's me again, and thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate your support. I miss being there, and if you notice, I don't have a tan because I recorded all these commercials before I went on vacation. So I will be back March 7th, next Saturday. Actually, I want to invite you to come out. It's the last time we're going to be at Marilyn's Cafe, and we thank Marilyn for hosting the show for 6 months, but we're moving to another location. So anyway, come join us March 7th from 7 to 9, and I'm going to be giving everybody that stops stops by, a couple gift cards to Vanderwin's, okay? So anyway, listen, let me brag on my insurance agent. This is a sponsor segment. I love dealing with L&W Insurance Agency because I don't love buying insurance, but I love good service. So I like it when I call and I have questions. They make sure I'm properly insured. We compare this deductible to this premium and this deductible to this premium. If we merge these policies, what else happens? Because they sell more than one brand of insurance. So if you need some insurance, if you need some insurance input or advice, they're a great company. If you're fully insured and you just want a second opinion, give L&W a call. They've been celebrating over 80 years of being in business. What a great company. I love dealing with them. Personal, residential. You don't have to be a business. You could just be a renter and need renter's insurance. Whatever you need, L&W can guide you through the process. And when you have a problem and they need you, they are there for you, okay? All insurance agents are great when you're spending the money and giving them the money. But when you need them, that's when the rubber meets the road. So I highly recommend L&W Insurance Agency. I think you'll be very pleased. Their phone number is 302-856-7828, 856-7828, lwinsurance.com on the web. And if you'd like them on Facebook, that would be wonderful. Real quick, here's my cell phone number. I want you to send me a text message and tell me how is your day going. Don't call me. I'm on vacation, okay? I'm just going to let you text me at 302-542-9157. Just tell me how's your day going. 542-9157. I'll see y'all. Thank you, Kevin. Have a good day. Goodbye.
All right, we're back. 105.9. It is the Weller Does Delmarva show on Saturday, February 29th, leap day, I guess, in leap year. So we're here at Marilyn's Cafe, and if you want to join us today, there is a breakfast buffet here at Marilyn's, and Marilyn's is open all week, and with lunch specials every day. I know she delivers to our office, and the food is great. And I think, what is it? It has like a $15 minimum, and then she'll deliver anywhere in Georgetown, the Georgetown area, and it's very good food. So we're glad to be here at Maryland's this morning. So we've got another word from Jim coming up, and then we're going to wrap up this half hour with Bob Yesbek, the Rehoboth Foodie, and Mike LeCates from Mid-South Audio. So right now, let's hear back from Jim in a new shirt. I guarantee it.
Hey now. Hey everybody, how you doing today? Want to say thanks a lot, Kevin, for hosting the show. You're doing a marvelous job. And I want to tell everybody about another good sponsor segment. This is my friend Dave Wilson and Team Wilson's Auction. Now, they are on Route 113 in Lincoln, and today and every Saturday at 10 a.m., they have a huge auction. Inside, outside, there's construction equipment, there's tools, there's appliances, there's furniture, there's glassware, there's antiques, there's jewelry. There's a little bit of everything for everybody. It starts at 10, goes all day and into the evening, okay? Now, that is today. Also today, up in Dover, they are having a huge off-site auction, okay? Got a whole list of stuff here. There's going to be a loader, there's tractors, there's equipment, there's trailers, there's hay equipment, there's horses, and they're going to have horse-drawn vehicles, shop equipment, tools, collectibles, household items, and more. And that is also today, starting at 9 o'clock in Dover. You can learn more about that by going to wilsonsauction.com. Then on Tuesday night, they have an auto auction starting at 6 o'clock on Route 113 in Lincoln. So you've got today in Lincoln, you've got today in Dover, you've got this evening in Lincoln, and then you've got Tuesday night in Lincoln. So it's Wilson's Auction. They get things done, okay? So if you want to sell something, you want to buy something, check out Wilson's Auction. Got any questions at all? Any questions? Call 422-3454, 422-3454, wilsonsauction.com, and they are very active on Facebook, so please like their Facebook page. I gave out my number earlier, and I just want to ask you if you would be willing to text me a message. I'd like to be able to communicate with you even though I'm not there and I'm on vacation. Now, don't call me. I don't want to be bothered with a phone call, but you can easily bother me with a text message. I'd like to know, how are you doing today? 542-9157. Text me now and just tell me, how in the world are you doing? And are you going to come and hang out with us next Saturday? Because it's the last day at Marilyn's Cafe for my show. March 7th is our last day there. Our 6-month contract is up. and then we're going to Harrington. Okay? See ya. I got to go. Kevin, take over, and have a good time with things. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, we're back, and we're going to the top of the hour news, right? Okay, so this is 105.9. We'll be back. We'll keep the show on Facebook and TV Delmarva, so stick around, and it is 8 o'clock. All right, and we're continuing here on Facebook and TV Delmarva, and we can tell the Facebook and TV Delmarva audience what's coming up in the next segment. We're going to be talking to Bob Yesbek, the Rehoboth Foodie. Thanks for joining us today.
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing great, and Mike LeCates from Mid-South Audio is here, and we'll be talking to him. But we're a little behind schedule. I know Jim says that all the time. He doesn't. Maybe he feels the pressure, but I think I'm behind schedule because some of his ads are a little longer than we anticipated. So, anyway, Colin on the phone. Colin, are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, this scheduling thing is a little wacky today, but
Easy to read there, isn't it? Very very user friendly.
Yeah, a lot of dark colors on this chart.
Good thing you're not colorblind.
Yeah. So, you've been talking all morning about your news with TV Delmarva and your branch into terrestrial broadcasting.
Right. Yeah. I want to give you the phrase you've been searching for all morning, Kevin. It's I think I'm going to have to leave you if that's okay with you. That's what you want to say when.
Oh yeah,
when you're done with the guest.
Yeah, that's Jim's line. That won't be mine. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So
my wife has already threatened
Delmarva.
to cut me off this morning, so that's bad enough. Go ahead. Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off. I'm just going to leave you. That's okay with you.
Yeah.
So TV Delmarva, big news, very exciting. TV Delmarva is going to be broadcasting over the air. It's going to be channel 14. Now, if you have an antenna, you probably saw, over the last year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, there was this channel 14 that had this image up on the screen that said coming soon. Well, 5 years apparently is soon. So coming soon is TV Delmarva. We are going to be over the air, channel 14. It's called W14DKD. We're going to work on those call letters. We're going to try to get something a little bit better than that. But as of right now, with the FCC, that's what it's called, W14DKD. It's not on the air at the moment. It's actually silent right now is what it's called when they're off the air. But we will be bringing that back on the air within about a week or so. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to Jim's. Tune into our Facebook page. The news will first break there when we're going to turn the transmitter on. And you'll be able to be the first person to actually watch TV Delmarva over the air if you're paying attention to our Facebook. So do that, and you'll have to rescan your TV most likely to get channel 14 in because it's probably not programmed on there. But our coverage area, is pretty much Sussex County, comes up into Kent County, into the Milford area, and into Harrington, and down as far as Cambridge and Salisbury, and right at the edge of Easton. So it's our core audience already for TV Delmarva. So this is a perfect fit for us to be able to broadcast over the air to the viewers.
That's great. I know you've got lots of exciting new programming coming up, and you're going to have a sales force that hits the road, and you've got to kind of monetize this and start selling ads. But I mean, there's a lot to come. But you've come a long way with this, and I think it's going to be a great thing.
I think so too, and we're looking forward to providing local programming, in a day and age where local programming is getting really few and far between. It's going to lots of syndicated national shows, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've got no animosity or anything towards those people. They do a great job. But we want to keep it local, that's our thing. We want to broadcast the parades and, the little things that are going on in little town, what's happening in Ellendale or, what's going on in Bridgeville this week. That's what we want to do. We want to get right in touch with the community at TV Delmarva.
Well, I think you're going to be very successful, and hopefully you can change those call letters because that's just not going to fit on a bumper sticker. There's just, W14DDK is just probably not going to.
DKD, Kevin.
DKD. Yeah. What did I say? Yes, DK. I got DKD written down, and there you go. Yeah. Well, I'm dyslexic, so.
So we are going to work on that, but we are very excited. No matter what the call letters were, even if they were WSHORT, we would still be excited. You know.
Well, there you go. Okay. And if they're available, that might not be a bad idea. So,
Hey, hey, sponsored by.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you at the bottom of the hour.
Thank you, and I'm excited to hear what Michael and Bob have to say there. Great guests.
Okay. Great. Take care, Colin. Thank you once again.
Bye.
And so we're going to be heading back on the radio soon. I'm waiting to get that music cue. But if you're on Facebook and you're watching the show or on TV Delmarva and you can find us on Facebook, then just share this show so we can build the audience as large as we can. And that these shows are all archived, so you can go back and watch this craziness anytime you want in the future. So I'm sure this show will have a lot of repeat viewers. Because it's been done so well so far today. Let's see. So we're coming back on the radio? Almost. You're waiting for the music. I'm waiting for the music. There we go. All right. And we're back. It is Weller Does Delmarva, 105.9. And we're in our last hour, in the second hour, the final hour of the show, as I guest host for Jim Weller, and we're going to talk to both these guys later on in the show in this hour. But right now, I just kind of wanted to introduce them to you. We talked to Michael earlier this morning. Michael Cates, all the way over to my right, is from Mid-South Audio, and then next to me, everybody knows the Rehoboth Foodie.
Everybody
does, and for a lot of different hats. They know you as the Rehoboth Foodie.
Yeah.
They know you as the guy that plays the B3 in Second Time Around.
Yeah.
And then since you and I have met, I've gotten to know you as the former owner of a large recording facility in Maryland.
Yeah.
And we discovered that you had I first met you when you came in the studio producing a record.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
right.
I knew you as the foodie, but didn't realize you were. And I knew you were a musician, but I didn't realize that you had a studio background. And it's not just a small studio background, but it's very intense.
Totally out of control.
Totally out of control.
Very large.
So
lots of toys and lights.
And we'll come back and talk about that in a few minutes. But what we were talking about with Michael earlier is that Mid-South Audio has been expanding a lot into into adding multimedia systems into restaurants. And how do you see that trend? I mean, that's it. Like I said, it used to be that we would put 10 ceiling speakers up and put a radio on. It was background music, and that was it. And now, just talk about some of the stuff that we're doing now, Michael. What do you?
Oh, now it's integrating the band stuff so it sounds good. And a lot of restaurants are trying to get away from the bands bringing in their own PA because you get just a hodgepodge of stuff a lot of times. Some bands have nice stuff, but the other bands don't.
And some bands like the opportunity to not have to bring their stuff.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So,
I was hoping someone would bring that up.
Yeah.
Actually, I have another restaurant that just got up with me this week, and they want to put in a bigger mixer so that the bands don't have to bring in their stuff.
And so we're doing a lot more lighting.
Yep.
Digital signage throughout the restaurant, plus background music. So, are you seeing that trend? I mean, it's affecting us, but you see it probably.
Yes, I am. Actually, there's several restaurants we play at regularly that has put in their own system. What I see is lacking in a lot of these, though, and it's because they're put in by non-professionals, people other than yourselves, is that they don't give any concern whatsoever for the band to monitor, be able to hear ourselves. There's one place that just did a system called Pearl, and they're one of the ones who did think about that. And last time we played there, we started hauling in the PA, and she said, "Don't bother anymore."
Right.
And I looked, and they had nice wedges that were up on the ceiling, but
Right.
so we were able to hear as those bands need to hear themselves.
Right.
And that's one of the nice things about bringing your own PA is that you have your own toys,
Right.
But the places that do it right, and it's so nice not to have to. You have no idea the stuff that these bands have to haul.
Well,
Why am I telling you
we're
have
gonna
no
start
idea?
trying to sell them.
The man lives in an anvil case.
We're going to start trying to sell them B3s.
Yeah,
And you can
right,
play
right.
at every restaurant.
That's
and you
right.
don't have carriers anymore.
You know what? When
that's-
years ago I played, and we played 9 years in the same place, and the B3 never. I actually bought a second one so
Really?
we could play weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs, circumcisions.
Right.
And it was absolutely out of control. But that 545 pounds is just. I mean,
It's a lot.
I mean, I get Christmas cards from chiropractors addressed to L3 and L4.
I want to thank you both for being here. We'll get back to you a little bit in this half hour, but right now we've got some another commercial from Jim Weller from Vanderwind, so let's do that and we'll be back.
It's me again, everybody. I want to say thanks a lot for watching the show, and if you're watching on Facebook, do me a big favor. Okay, hit the share button or start a watch party or do something or text 3 people and let them know what you're watching so they can check it out. Now, if you're listening on the radio and you're at a stoplight or a stop sign, just holler over to the next person and say, tune your radio to 105.9. Please, we want to do all we can to build our audience and spread the word, all right? Now, let's talk about ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream. It's a great thing no matter what season of the year it is, all right? Everybody's got their own favorite flavor, and some people got 2 or 3 flavors. So I want to talk about Vanderwinds. Vanderwinds is another great sponsor of the show, so thank you to the Vanderwind family. And what we're going to do is tell you that if you want some ice cream, Vanderwinds has 4 locations. They are in Fenwick Island, Dewey Beach, Greenwood, and Bridgeville. Plus, they have a truck. They can bring a whole truckload of ice cream to any event you're having, okay? But what we're going to do next Saturday, which is a week from today, March 7th, is our last show at Marilyn's Cafe. Okay, we agreed to do it there for 6 months, and she was very gracious to host the show for 6 months, and thank you, Marilyn, for that. But we are going to be moving to another location starting March 14th. So next Saturday, we're trying to pack the place. So we're inviting you to come on out next Saturday, March 7th, to Marilyn's Cafe in the Georgetown Cheer Center. Stop by. She's got a wonderful breakfast spread, or you can order something from the menu, or you don't have to order anything. But I'm going to be giving away Vanderwinds gift cards, 2 of them. So if you want 2 gift cards to Vanderwinds, there's no purchase necessary. All you have to do is stop by the Georgetown Cheer Center and come on in. And that's next Saturday, March 7th, between 7 and 9. And we'll be right here, and we'll just be giving away Vanderwinds gift cards, absolutely free, 2 of them, to everybody that stops by and wants one. Okay? So that's about it. I'm going to leave you. I'm excited. I'm having a good vacation, just in case you wondered. And I'm really relaxing and really enjoying myself. I let my hair down. Okay? All right, Kevin, thank you again. And I will see you in a little bit with another commercial. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
And another shirt. So it's the Jim Weller fashion show today. And we are doing the Jim Weller show. I'm Kevin Short with you today, sitting in for Jim, who will be back here at Maryland's Cafe next week. And it will be the final week at Maryland's Cafe. He's been here for the last 6 months, and we've been doing the breakfast buffet on Saturday morning. Maryland's is going to go back to being open on Mondays, I understand. Is that correct, Katie? They're going to be not immediately, but they will eventually be back on Mondays. And they have a great lunch menu throughout the day, and they deliver for orders over $15 or more. So Maryland's Cafe has been great to the show. I know I come here a lot. It's very convenient here in town. So, but right now we're going to go back to Jim. He's got one more commercial, and then I'll be following that with more from Bob Yesbek. So stick around. Here's Jim.
Hello, everybody. Jim Weller here. I wanted to tell you again how much I miss being there doing the show. You may not realize it, but I really enjoy doing my show, and I love you, my audience. So whether you're listening on the radio, on TV Delmarva, on your Amazon Fire Stick, your Roku, maybe you're watching on YouTube, maybe you're watching on Facebook, I would love to hear from you. I'd like to know, how are you watching or listening to the show? And the simplest way to do it is send me a text message, okay? It's 302-542-9157. I'm trying to get some feedback from my audience, okay? So anyway, don't call me because I'm on vacation, okay? Just let me relax. But please text me, okay? So I'll get to that when I get a chance. 542-9157. All right. Excuse me there. Next, I want to talk about another good sponsor of the show and a really good friend of mine. His name is Rick Fowler. A lot of people know him. He owns No Nonsense Office Machines. Just a good, community-minded individual, honest man, fair man, got a great team of people working with him, and I really like talking about no-nonsense office machines. And I was talking to Rick the other day, and he said, I want to make sure you let people know that not only do we have great deals on laptops and tablets and computers and gaming systems and copiers and all kinds of electronic things, but they also work on cell phones. So maybe you got a cell phone and the screen is cracked. Maybe you've got one where the port, where you plug it in to charge it, is wobbly or wiggly, and it just doesn't have the continuity that it used to have. Also, maybe you've got one where it's got a virus, or you want a virus scan done. Okay. Another thing, he was telling me that a lot of people, they'll get a new phone, but they'll never get everything moved over from their old phone. But he offers that service, data recovery from your old phone if you want that data or those pictures or those videos or those contacts. So any way he can help you, if you just need help in general, Rick Fowler is an honest man, a fair man, conveniently located just like 2 miles east of the Circle, right there on Route 9, right next to the Sports at the Beach complex. Very friendly, very personable. Like I say, if you need a tablet, a laptop, something for your family or your kids or the grandkids or grandma, okay? Whatever you may need, you need some help with something, you got something that ain't working, and don't forget, if you got your Weller's discount card, you save $25 on your first part of your service bill, okay? So check him out. His phone number is 856-7381, 856-7381, no-nonsense-office.com on the web. Very active on Facebook. Rick Fowler's a good guy. Tell him I sent you. You won't be disappointed, and he'll take good care of you, okay? Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your support. Thanks for the show. Thanks for watching it, listening, sharing. Toot your horn twice if you're going by the Cheer Center, just so we know you're listening. And other than that, I got to get. This was too long. I'll see you. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
And we're back. Weller Does Delmarva here on. Okay, and we're back. This is the Weller Does Delmarva show. We're on 105.9. We're on TV Delmarva. We're on Facebook, and I am sitting in. I've had the pleasure of doing this like once a year, maybe once every year and a half. When Jim finally decides to go on vacation, because this is like show number, I saw this on his notes, just show 338. That's a lot of shows. That's a lot of shows. And so,
a lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. The cool thing about that, when I get to do it, I get to bring on people that I want to talk to. And so today I had my wife on, and she'll be back at some point today. I had Mike on from Mid-South Audio, but the first person I called when I got this when I got this request was this next gentleman. This is Bob Yesbek, the Rehoboth Foodie, and someone that I am very proud to have gotten to know over the last few years, and you got a lot going on.
Well, probably about the same as you have going on. You've got a lot of things. You're in a band too.
You're pretty diverse, though.
Well,
you got the foodie thing happening. You've got the band thing happening.
Yeah.
You got the column. You got the radio show. I mean, you dominate Saturday. Jim dominates Saturday morning. You dominate Saturday afternoon.
I know. Today at 3, I've got to get myself over and be on 105.9.
Who are your guests today?
It's an exciting show today. The people here in Georgetown, of course, know of Patty's.
Okay.
Patty's Carryout.
And they're moving.
She
right?
is moving to Lewis, and
right.
I have her on the show. It's in the second segment at 4, and she's there with the wonderful Doug Roach. If anyone's ever been in there, he's bigger than life, and we're going to try to bottle his smile.
Okay. Now, this is completely off the subject, and you shouldn't ever ask a question you don't know the answer to.
It's
but
okay.
What's happening at Patty's? What's going to be the new? Is it just they're closing it, or
they're closing
a store?
it? It will be an empty building for a while, I'm sure, but I'm sure they'll find someone to go in there.
Yeah. That's been a lot of things over the years.
It's been a lot of things over the years, including a Target. Did you know that a car crashed into Patty's? It was like a year and a half ago.
Wow.
And
it's in a perfect place for that.
It's in a perfect spot. I always tell people it's right where 3 roads intersect, and a few cars intersected right in the middle.
Yeah, it was a filling station years ago.
Yeah. But she's going to be in Lewis on Savannah Road, where the old where Hazard's Auto Repair is. It's kind of an interesting complex. Mm-hmm. You can get your brakes relined. You can have great fried chicken. You can have great egg salad, and there's parking galore, which is something she really didn't have before.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the disadvantage of that location.
Yeah.
There's not much parking. So she's on your show today.
She's on the show today on the first part of the show.
3 to 5, right?
At 3 to 5. She's on the 4 o'clock segment.
Okay.
At 3 o'clock, there's a brand new restaurant opening up in Rehoboth Beach called Aroma. and it's a Turkish restaurant.
Okay.
And this guy has been in the restaurant business for a while around here. His name's Mustafa Murat Tan. He says to call him Mike.
Okay.
Call me Mike. Super guy, and he's opening up in the old 208 social space where Stony Lonan used to be, the Irish bar.
Right.
And before that, it was Anne Marie's, if
I
anyone
didn't know
remembers
Stony
that.
Lonan was gone.
Stony Lonan. You got to get to RehobothFoodie.com more, Kevin.
I'm
What the
sorry.
heck is wrong with you?
How long has that been gone?
It's been gone for about 3 years.
Really?
But I've always thought of you as being on the leading edge. You know?
I was in there maybe 3 years ago, so
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I hope you had a tall, frosty Guinness.
I did not, but I was there, and that was a cool place.
It's a cool place.
liked it.
It's a cool place, and the people who actually owned the building were the ones who actually started it. They
Right.
eventually sold it to another couple, nice people who just got tired and wanted to get out.
Okay.
The restaurant business is relentless.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
But the people who, as I said, own the building were able to rent, and I think it's going to do well. This guy's a good restaurateur. This is not his first rodeo.
Okay.
And Turkish food is very, very good if properly presented. And he brought his menu. He told me he was going to bring his menu today to the show.
Cool.
So I'm going to get to read some things.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that's just part of what you do. You also have the band. Second time around.
Yep.
You played last night.
Played last night in Lewis.
I made you get out of bed this morning.
You made
to
me
come
get
here.
out of bed. I'll hate you forever, but it's okay.
And
It's
then
okay.
you play tonight.
Playing tonight
And
in
so
Milton. Yeah.
I have agreed, since you did this morning, that I will be there at some point tonight. And,
I love
and
it.
we'll sit in.
And ladies and gentlemen, this guy, he's talking about me being diverse. He can sing.
Well-
and we're going to get him up there. Wait till you hear him sing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We just got to learn another song.
Well, I know. Actually, the person who told us that was Debbie. She said, "Can you people start doing another? We only do one song with you."
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It'll be fun though. And you're
Yeah.
at Gilligan's.
We're at Gilligan's Milton.
Yep.
Yeah, right there on 16 near Po' Boys and
So
all
you can
that.
Come and get a great crab cake. And
She works magic with crab cakes.
They're fabulous.
Yeah.
So you can get a great crab cake. And what time is that tonight?
We're starting at 7 and we go to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a lot of people in there, sometimes we'll go over, much
Yeah.
to Cheryl's annoyance. But we're
Well, I
up
tell you
there.
what,
We have the microphone and she doesn't.
The
you
two
know?
times that I've been there, there's no shortage of people.
It's been packed
Yeah.
all the time. I think the
Yeah.
bar is set very low in Milton for all those people to come out and hear us.
No, I think they like it. I mean,
They're
you got it
wonderful
going on. I mean,
people.
Robbie's a great singer.
Robbie's a great
He's a
singer.
great guitar
I have
player.
what I
You've got
swear
a
is
very-
one of the best drummers
You've
around.
got a very good drummer,
Yeah.
and you do your thing with the organ, and
Yeah.
and you've got plenty of songs you're singing yourself. I mean, it's a great band.
Yeah.
it's
And
a
in
lot
spite of
variety.
that, people
and you're
still
playing
come.
bass with your feet.
And I play
So,
bass with my toes. I
yeah.
do indeed.
There you go. So it's
When it comes time to pay the bass player, there's no fight. He's never late.
Do you get a separate cut for that?
I get a separate cut.
Well,
yeah.
that's a good
It's
deal.
called the foot allowance.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, I started realizing that we had that you had a previous career in audio.
Yeah.
And you actually were on our Tech Talk show a couple months ago talking
So much
about
fun, yeah.
talking about being a mastering engineer, and you ran Omega Studios in Rockville, one
Which
of the largest
still
studios,
exists today.
if not the largest studio in maybe
It's
100-mile radius.
One
or
of the largest
150.
independently owned on the East Coast.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
5 rooms.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, that means spaces where people can record separately.
Yeah. I knew what that meant. but
I just
the
realized
audience
we have a
may
microphone
not.
in front of us and
Yeah.
cameras. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's and how long were you there?
I started it in 1966.
Okay.
Most of the people I know right now were either not born or are dead. You know, that's how long it's been.
And you started something there that
Yeah.
has become a nationwide trend, and you may have, I don't know, maybe you missed the boat on this because somebody at Full Sail took your idea. The biggest recording school around is
Full Sail, amazing.
and you started the recording
I
started
started that.
idea.
There was
in
only one other school. There was the
Yeah.
recording workshop in
In
Chillicothe, Ohio.
Ohio. Yep.
And we started I started the Omega Studios school in the mid 70s, 75, 76.
And then Full Sail
Full
built
Sail
on
jumped
that
in.
model.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they actually hired you to come.
I
teach.
went down 2 times a year and
Yep.
did my famous microphone lecture. and which was only famous because we told everybody about it. you
Yeah.
know? I said it's famous.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, did that for 3-4 years and talked to their tech classes about why microphones do what they do,
And now they're graduating thousands of students
they
a
are.
year. They have
And
it.
it's funny, we have some people working for, I own it still.
Yeah.
I was fortunately able to sell it to a very, very talented client who has turned it into something even bigger. And we have Full Sail graduates there.
And I have Full Sail graduates that work
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
and we have Full Sail graduates that apply for jobs all the time.
bet you do.
Because they may be graduating more people than there are jobs. But that's
I
another
can
issue.
assure you, that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
Yeah,
show.
I'm going to hear from the owner of the studio now. Why are you saying that?
But because not only is there Full Sail now, but there's Belmont University and there's Berkeley School of Music, and
Yeah.
and
Everybody
and
jumped
there-
on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it. So and
Yeah.
there's only so many recording studios.
There's only so many recording studios, and really there are only so many jobs. But what a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of peripheral jobs.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to go in and cut the next gold record.
And if
you know,
if you look at their programs now, they're spreading those programs out to be music business programs and talk about other
yeah.
opportunities.
Actually, I had one of the first music business classes. You know, it was called The Business of Music. Who would have thought?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and that was a great
I'm
book.
not very creative.
You didn't write that book, did you?
I didn't write that book.
Yeah.
But I stole the name.
But Belmont University now has a whole track that your exposure in the studio may be like one semester, but it's learning the business because
yeah.
publishers need employees. There's music
DJing.
business lawyers need that.
Yeah.
There's absolutely
Radio.
radio,
we teach
live
radio.
production people in the concert business like us. They need
Yeah.
need help. So it's
Yeah.
But that's amazing that you had that because I knew that the Omega Recording Studio program is kind of what the model at Full Sail was built on. I mean, I'd read that before and talked to some of those people. I did not know that. I didn't before I met you. So that's
But I didn't mind because especially back in those days, there was a huge number of people. Some kid went out, and back then there were no laptops with programs on it. You had to go out and buy a tape recorder.
Right. And then in those days, you couldn't record at home.
You couldn't record
unless
at
you
home.
had really deep pockets and a lot of room.
Really
Because
deep
tape
and a
decks
lot
were the
of
size
room.
of this table. And,
Exactly.
the size of a washing machine.
Yeah, I had 4 Studer A80s. They're $85,000 each.
Yep.
That's in large unmarked bills.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. But that's amazing that you've had those careers, and you actually have a connection with Jim Weller,
Yes.
whose show we're on today.
Yeah.
You're on his billboard, right?
I know. I'm so excited about it. I have a travel app, and I've had it for 12 years. I
Okay.
kind of inherited it from somebody. She was leaving town. She said, "Here, just take this." And I've been developing it, and we finally totally revamped it. We went to a new developer, everything, because it was a little fragile, because it was old, not unlike us.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Fragile,
Yeah,
because
there you
we're
go.
old.
Yeah.
And they put it on a new platform, and now we're being advertised on Jim's billboard.
That's great.
Right near Ellendale.
Both sides?
Both sides. I'm a both sides
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
guy.
He made a deal.
We made a
Both
deal.
deals, both
yeah,
sides.
yeah. Jim is a pleasure to work with.
Yes.
And his little staff. And I need to know reason why you laugh so hard, but that's okay.
Jim's the deal maker. There's
He
no
is a
doubt
deal
about it.
maker.
He's been making deals since he was 8.
But he and I, being in the music business,
Yeah.
I'm right up there with him.
That's right. So
And it was a pleasure, and so we're on both sides.
So the
there.
app is Rehoboth in my pocket.
The app is called Rehoboth in My Pocket. We have it for Apple phones and for Android, and it's not just food. A lot of people think because the Rehoboth Foodie is kind of behind
Right.
it. It's everything: They're hiking, biking, surfing, churches, pharmacies, hours, rentals,
Everything. And it's a subscription service, right?
It's a subscription, but you only pay once.
Really?
It's all of $3.99.
One time.
That buys you 1/3 of a martini on Baltimore Avenue in Rehoboth Beach in the summer. And then from then on, all the updates, all the changes, every time you log on, it updates with the latest new
Wow.
changes.
We've got a friend of ours that's in here. Can I get Jack's attention?
Oh, I
know
would
he's-
love it.
Jack, you got a minute? We've got a minute, 20 seconds. You want to join us real quick? All right, I got to do this because I owe this man so much money that if I don't if I don't at least do this, this doesn't take any money off my bill.
He carefully
but,
positions us
yeah.
so we all owe him money.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen from Community
man.
Bank, Delaware, the chief cook and bottle washer. We have. Are you on? Is that on?
Probably not. Every time
we
I'm
go.
here, Jim will,
He's gonna turn it on.
Jim
There.
will stand here and give me a mic, and then it'll be turned on.
Yeah.
So it was very fascinating, but nobody ever heard anything.
This is Jack Riddle. Thank you. I know that you guys are very good friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Good buddy.
and you've done wonders from me this last year. So with our new project that we're not completely talking about on the radio yet,
Not yet.
but
Not yet.
but lots to come with that.
Not yet.
And so we're back on the radio. Okay.
That's
All right.
okay.
Cool. So now we're just on
We've been
Facebook,
thrown
right?
out of better places than this.
Okay. So that okay. So anyway, so we'll start the next half
That's
hour
okay.
with
Are
you.
we on Facebook still?
We're on Facebook still, and
okay.
we're going to have
We
Colin
gotta be
joining us
good.
here. So
I went by
so-
Colin's. I hadn't been by Colin's in a while. And you
Yeah.
know what always fascinates me about Colin? Have you ever been to Colin's place during the day?
I have.
There's cars everywhere. And I don't know if he buys them and parks them
No,
there.
I think
He's
they're-
really.
I think
whether
they're in
he's
the
really
queue.
that busy.
I think they're waiting to get-
God bless. There's cars everywhere.
Colin, are you on here?
Yeah, I'm listening to this.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
pay,
Colin,
we
what
pay,
are they?
we rent
You're
cars
not
to have
selling
them
these
parked
cars,
there.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are actually people that are doing work there.
Yeah, they're actually doing work there, believe it or not. Yes. So, yeah, he's talking about Wall Service Center in Milford, which is not the point of this call, but hey, any mention of that we'll take. So, Wall Service Center, downtown Milford, auto repairs. We've been there for this is our 63rd year, I believe. So, many, many years in downtown Milford, Wall Service Center. But the point of the call today is to talk about TV Delmarva. And Jack, I know you're excited about this. We're
I
gonna
have
be
been. I
over
have been
the
watching that.
air.
He's going to
Yeah,
go
what do you
over
think
the
about
air.
that?
He's going to be live. He's going to be actually terrestrial TV broadcasting over the air out of Seaford. So
So, do you have a sponsor for your weather yet?
We have a sponsor for one of our weathers, yeah. So, and I'll actually mention that sponsor. It's Wilkins Wildlife Service. Jay Wilkins has taken the daytime sponsor of our weather. It's called Weather Every Hour. So every hour you'll be able to see that on W14BKD TV Delmarva.
over the air. So that's,
Over the air. That's right. So
When's that start?
You left Seaford at the wrong time there, Jack. So you could have been a part of the big TV station there.
We're having trouble hearing Colin in here. So it starts.
Okay.
Actually, you said about 2 weeks. You're going to be broadcasting over the air, right?
Yeah, a couple of weeks we'll be broadcasting over the air on Channel 14, and we will follow our Facebook so we can give the announcement when we're actually going to be turning that transmitter on. So the transmitter is off right now. We're going to be turning the transmitter on here in a week to 2 weeks, and we'll actually be live over the air, Channel 14 from the Seaford area. It's actually licensed to Dagsboro, the station is, but the transmitter is in Seaford and the tower's in Seaford. It's on about a 500-foot tower, so that's a pretty good range it's going to give us on that. It's going to get up into Kent County, about Milford and Harrington. We're going to go over as far as Easton and down to Cambridge and Salisbury and Ocean Pines area. So it's going to be pretty good, and that's we believe is our core audience anyway for TV Delmarva. So that's going to be just about right for us.
I know you've done a lot for local television and for local broadcasting with Catch It Live, and then now with TV Delmarva. So I think you're going to be able to integrate all that together, and it's going to be a.
And how
very
far
good
is
thing.
the? I couldn't quite catch. How far is this thing going to reach?
The signal's going to go. He just mentioned this. The signal will be up into Kent County, west of Seaford, so into Dorchester and Caroline County, and then the beach area will be the fringe of the coverage. But down, how far south, Colin?
South to just south of Salisbury, over to Cambridge a little bit, Ocean Pines area.
So into Wycomico and Worcester County. So it's a pretty
Wow.
good footprint.
That's great, Colin.
And that's free TV. I mean, all you just to put the rabbit ears on the back of your,
They don't charge for advertising either?
No,
It's completely
free TV for the
free?
consumer.
Oh,
for
got
the
it, got it.
consumer.
Write that down.
But
Okay, can we write that down?
I'm sure that Community
just
Bank
fell off
Delaware
his
could
truck or
sponsor
whatever he's doing.
Community Bank could probably sponsor a weather or your own news slot. Who knows?
Oh, yeah,
you could do
wow.
financial news.
Lots of
Oh,
advertising
that would be
packages.
exciting.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
exciting.
You've done that before. You've done it very well.
We've talked about financial stuff on the radio, haven't we? Mr.
Yes,
Bob?
we have.
Yes.
We talk about the business of eating as opposed to the business of music.
That's exactly right. So, Colin, well, congratulations with that news, and we're excited for you. So,
Well, we're excited too, and truly local TV is making a comeback. It's going to be on Channel 14, TV Delmarva. Make sure you keep in touch with us on Facebook, and that's where our first announcements will be when we turn the transmitter on. So like us on Facebook. Thanks, Kevin.
Cool.
Great show today. Great job. Good guest. Great guest, actually, I should say. So good job.
thanks for being on, and we'll talk soon. Okay, thanks, Colin.
All right, bye.
Take care. All right, that's Colin Walls from Wall Service Center and TV Delmarva with that big announcement. And I know Jim wanted to make that announcement when he was here, but
Is that actually the first time it's been?
Yeah, today.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's taken him a lot of. There's been a lot of legal work, a lot of wrangling.
Well, you remember back in the day when this all started with when we were doing it, Jimmy's Grill. But I mean, way back.
Well, he said this is 8 years in the making.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So he's been dedicated, and he's put a few dollars on the street too to make this magic happen.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is not a this is not economy 101. He's made the investment in making this happen, just like these guys have here. I mean,
Yep. And
there's a little bit of money sitting on the ground to make this magic happen.
Yeah.
And it is a big commitment. So, but we're glad you're here today. I know, and you guys, your Business of Eating show. I'm sorry that's not on the air anymore. I was a big fan of that, but the episode that you guys did together was great.
I just stood there and watched magic happen.
And it still gets podcast listens. People still go in and click it and listen. Looks like we're back on the air. Almost back on the air.
Hang on.
But people, I guess, can we keep talking, or do we need to?
And we're back.
We are back.
We're back.
105.9. This is Weller Does Delmarva. Kevin Short sitting in for Jim Weller today. We've got our guests this half hour we're going to have my wife back on. We're going to have Bob Yesbek, the Rehoboth Foodie. I'm going to have Mike LaCates on. And then we've got Dean's Delicious Dishes. So we've got a very ambitious following last half hour here. And but we're going to get started by, this is Jim's show. So he's doing all the commercials. So we're going to start out with a commercial from Jim. And this is, I believe, Jerry's Lawn Care. So here is Jim Weller.
Hey there, folks. It's me again, and this is going to be my last segment, my last advertisement, but I got a few things I want to tell you. So first of all, I want to take a minute and talk about this sponsor, Jerry Santoro, okay? Good guy. He's somebody that's been supporting the show for a long time. Jerry does lawn care, whether you have a commercial project or a residential project. He's licensed, he's insured, his estimates are free. He knows what he's doing, his prices are fair, and he will do what he says he's going to do. Now, there's many other things Jerry does. He installs pavers. He also does foundations. He'll dig a foundation. He will dig a basement. He will clear a building lot. If you got a lot that needs to be cleared, he'll also just do some simple tree removal. If you got a tree that's leaning or the limbs are broke and you just want it down and out of the way, don't want it to fall on anything, he can help you with that. He can dig up the stump or he can grind up the stump. He also sells firewood, seasoned hardwood year-round. He's got it. He also has mulch. He installs irrigation systems. There's just a lot of things that Jerry does. He's licensed, he's insured, his estimates are free, he's honest, he's fair, he'll do what he says he's going to do. All that is so rare nowadays, okay? But here's a local guy, family man, that will do what he says he's going to do and treat you right. So if you got some projects that you might want Jerry to do, trust me, he will do a good job for you, okay? Phone number, you ready? 302-363-6025. That's 363-6025. I'd give him a call now and get on the list because I have no idea how busy he is, but I'm sure he is busy. All right. He also has a bucket truck for rent if you ever need that. JLC-LLC.com on the web. Jerry Santoro, thank you for your support of this show. Now, folks, I want to say a few other things if I could. I've been on vacation. I went to Orlando. So I hope you've enjoyed today's show. And I want to start by thanking a lot of people that make it happen. First of all, Colin Walls is back at the TV Delmarva Studios making all the stuff work. Then his two sons, Jonathan and Colin II, are right there in Georgetown making the magic happen. So thanks a lot, guys. Then there's Katie. Katie gets up early on Saturday mornings and gives of her time and her talents and helps out with the show. She does the collage through the week, and she puts up with me and tolerates me well. So Katie, thank you very much for all that you do. I sincerely do appreciate you. Now, then there's Kevin Short. Kevin got up, came down, rearranged his schedule to be able to do the show for me today. And I hope you've enjoyed it, Kevin. And I want to say thank you for doing that, okay? And hopefully, if you ever need me to do something for you, as long as it's not physical, as long as it's not going to be hot out, as long as it involves food, I'm up for it, okay? I'm just kidding. If you ever need me, I'll be there for you. But thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. Now, Debbie, if you're still there, this is Kevin's better half, Debbie. I just want to thank you for all that you do for our community and for your friendship. And Bob, I just want to say thanks a lot. I appreciate the all the little reports you do and updates. I like listening to your show on 105.9, and I'm thankful that you came and spent some time with Kevin today. So other than that, there's just one person left, and that's Dean. Dean, if you're there, thanks a lot for your delicious dishes and your friendship and your support of all that I have going on. So I hope I didn't miss anybody, but I will be back next week. We're doing the show March 7th. We're going to be giving 2 Vanderwins gift cards to every single person that comes through the door between 7 and 9 that wants them. And it's going to be our final show at Marilyn's Cafe. So please join us. Enjoy the breakfast buffet. And don't forget, all through the week, you can eat at Marilyn's Cafe. The food is great. She's got daily specials. Check her out on Facebook, and every day you'll see what her specials are. And free delivery in the Georgetown area with a $15 order. So it's that simple, folks. So I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to let Kevin get back to things. But thank you all very much. I appreciate you. Have a good weekend. God bless you. And I'll see you next Saturday morning. Goodbye.
And that's Jim Weller, and saying... well, giving his parting thank yous for the show, and we've still got quite a bit in this half hour. So it has been fun sitting in for Jim today on this Saturday morning. So we've got this last half hour of the show, and in this last half hour, we're going to be talking to Bob Yesbek, who's been with us throughout the morning. I got Mike LeCates, my wife here, Debbie Short, is going to be talking, and we're going to do Dean's Delicious Dishes, that segment, and but we've also got Jack Riddle, who wanted to say something about the Rehoboth or the Rehoboth-Lewis Rotary, or
ever since the beginning, Colin and both Jim have been very generous to Rotarians and give us the airtime to talk about the projects. For those who don't know what Rotary is, it's an international organization. In this county, there's like 125 of us running around in 5 different clubs, and we raise money. Nobody gets paid. And it's all trying to make a difference in the community. So that's what we kind of do. And the Lewis Rehoboth Club right now has 2 things kind of going on. Flags for Heroes is just coming up. I don't know if you've ever seen the display we do in front of Cape Henlopen High School.
It's gorgeous.
To celebrate.
Love the flags.
And we put out 500 flags. People get a chance to sponsor them, and that's just coming on. We just put up a web page. If you go to lewisrehoboth.rotary.com, you can get the link. You can sponsor. The flags are like $50. You can honor a hero. The other thing we're doing, and Katie just was reminding me about that, we do a guide of all the trails in Sussex County. We print 10,000 of these books, and all the visitors to the region, we put them in the Chamber of Commerce. We sell ads in that book too. And it's actually a guide to all the walking trails and biking trails in Sussex County. And it's another big fundraiser, and once again, it all goes back to the community. If that interests something, or if you're sitting there thinking, gosh, I'd like to advertise, because those are the kind of people that walk in trails, they buy my stuff. LewisRehobothRotary.com. There's an email link on there. It'll go to me. I'll get in contact with you. That's kind of what I'm doing all day today, trying to sell ads for the trail guide. But like I said, Lewis Rehoboth Rotary, just Google that, go to our webpage, talk about trail guide, talk about Flags for Heroes. We just try to take all the money and put it back in the community. So, and like I said, Jim's been incredibly supportive from day 0. And I think Weller took a full page ad in that book. So thank you, Jim. So that's all I got. LewisRehobothRotary.org.
And I know our association with the Rotary started years ago with Championship Sunday.
Yep.
And that's another big event.
That's right. You do all the video stuff for that.
We do the audio and video for that.
There's a nice club in Georgetown. There's one in Seaford. We're all over Sussex County. A whole bunch of motivated folks that just trying to make a difference.
Great organization.
So, thank you very much for the time.
Okay.
Talk to you
later.
later.
Jack.
Good seeing you, Jack.
All right.
Pleasure.
That's Jack Riddle from Community Bank Delaware and the Rotary Club talking. He's popped in today to Marilyn's Cafe. So we're back with the Rehoboth Foodie with Bob Yesbek. So I thought, you're going to probably kill me for saying this. I thought this was like $3.99 a month.
No.
So it's one time.
One time.
Wow.
One time, and it stays up to date, especially now in the new version. It's way easier for me to do that.
Are you doing all the updating?
I do most of the updating.
Or do you have a staff that does that?
I would like to have a staff. I tell people I have a staff. I do not have a staff. The entire thing is built on lies.
So basically, everybody that's on here, you have to update. You're updating, like you said.
RehobothFoodie.com gets a ton of hits.
Right.
That is a needy child.
But
2 or
this
3
gets
hours a day.
updated. There's a lot of work to
This gets updated. A restaurant closes, a restaurant opens, a chef moves somewhere else, and I happen to mention them in the listing. That all
so they
has
could
to
look on
change.
here and see what hours the restaurants are open if it's season. Because
Everything is in there.
There's some things that you don't know. It's if you're going to the beach, a lot more places are open year round.
99% of them. The restaurants
So
that
you-
close at the beach in the winter are the ones that want to.
Right,
And
but-
there's only really one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back porch.
Yeah.
And
But-
they may not be doing that because they just change hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's I know when I go, you want to check and make sure that the restaurant you're going to is open because it's the off-season.
RehobothFoodie.com/cheap-eats.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can also access it from Rehoboth in my pocket.
In your pocket. You said you even have church schedules on here, or about where?
Church
Yeah.
schedules, pharmacies, hours.
Wow.
I even have tattoo parlors.
Really?
You can get yourself all written on just, for $3.99. I mean, such a
$3.99.
deal.
Yeah,
you
there you
know?
go. There you go. Well, that's cool. That's cool, and that's what's on Jim's billboard.
That's on Jim's billboard
How
on
about that?
113, right?
Yeah, on 113.
Near 16.
Yep.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, he took a picture. They took a picture of it for me last week. So.
Oh, really?
I've been
Yeah.
spreading it around in an annoying manner.
So tonight you're at Gilligan's.
We're at Gilligan's Milton.
And you'll be playing 7 to 10.
7 to 10. Yeah.
I will be there sometime probably after 8. So
Great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Great.
It's always fun. If you haven't heard second time around, it's a great band. And it's cool at Gilligan's. Well, I never heard you in a place that wasn't packed.
Yeah.
But that the room's good size. It's not huge, but it's good size.
Well, they're putting us out in the restaurant room now.
Oh,
so the bands are out in the main room now.
So you're not in the bar.
We're not in the bar because it just got so busy the servers couldn't move.
Wow.
The throngs. Note the use of the word throngs of fans.
Yeah.
Yes, we actually had a throng of fans in there. It qualified as a
How
throng.
about that? So
yeah,
you're in
it's
the
cool,
other room.
man. So we're in the other room.
So you
I
set up at the
prefer
end,
the bar. Yeah, right in
opposite
the
of the front door. Then.
yeah, in the southwest corner.
Okay.
Where they usually put the buffet,
Right,
which for some reason seems very appropriate. I don't know why.
Yeah. And they got to get that set up for Sunday. 'Cause
That's for Sunday.
That's a big deal for them.
And that is and I'm not doing a commercial for them. I'm really not. But
Right.
that is the deal of the century for like 16 or 17 or 18 bucks.
Yeah.
Wait till you see that buffet.
Yeah,
I don't know how she does. They have action stations.
I'm going to be at Gilligan's tonight with you, and then I'm going to be at Gilligan's tomorrow with my parents for brunch.
Oh man,
So
you're gonna
They like it.
Do
And
not miss
so-
the waffles.
Yeah, they're great.
They'll hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They'll
Oh, yeah.
hurt your feelings.
They will. They will. They will.
So we talked about audio, and we haven't. This is not. We haven't announced this completely, but we're building a new studio. So
Very
I've been
excited
out.
about
I've been
it.
out buying a lot of gear, and there's a lot of decisions. I mean,
I know. Well, you can call me, man, if you.
I'm aware of what's out there, but
Yeah.
when you do, and I did this 30 years ago when I built my place, and then I don't even have most of that gear. It's all different than it was 30 years ago.
Oh yeah.
But you're making decisions that you're going to live with for the next 15, 20 years.
Long
of your life.
time, man.
And,
I mean, that you asked about that picture of that recording console on my phone. Now, that thing's $875,000.
Yeah.
Again, in large unmarked bills.
I just got back from Cleveland and went and looked at the console that I think we're going to get. It's an Audient. It's a new console, analog console. So we're gonna stay analog and then
I
go
was
into
so
the digital
hoping you were going to
world.
stay,
So-
and then just feed Pro Tools
Yeah.
or whatever you use.
Exactly. That's what we're
But
gonna do.
the analog, a lot of people. I mean, Omega Studios is packed with people who like. We have an Eve console,
And I
we
don't
have
know,
an SSL, we have an API.
And API was a big runner in that decision.
Oh, yeah.
And the Audient guy, I don't know if you're familiar with the company, but it's the former DDA guys in London.
Yes, yes.
So they all took over Audient, and
Yeah.
it's getting great reviews, and it's a good desk, and so I felt pretty confident with it. But I didn't want to go to the whole digital console thing.
No,
So.
no, and a lot of people will choose a studio
And I didn't want to go with an
that
old
has an analog stage.
There was a lot of discussion about buying a used SSL or a used Neve, but those things are just so hard to maintain.
They're very hard to maintain.
If
You need
don't
a
have-
body in there who
if
knows
you don't have
that.
a full-time engineer,
Yeah.
you got to keep them working.
Yeah,
So.
no, absolutely. We have
These
two
are consoles
people-
that generate as much heat as a heat pump.
Oh no, they
Yeah,
do.
I mean,
We
that's-
never ever run the heat, and,
Right.
and
Yep.
to this day, Omega's been around for 50 years.
And use
we
an
never once clicked the
incredibly
thing
large
over
amount of
heat.
power.
A lot of power. Actually, the power supply rack can't be in the same room.
Exactly.
And the room has to be especially air conditioned.
So you got to spend money to cool that room.
Yes.
And you got to spend money to pay for all the wasted energy, which is turned out in heat because of running.
But
the
I
power
wanted to
supply.
put a hot plate above the main power supply. You fry a little egg.
Yeah, there you
do
go.
something polite with some scrapple. Why not, man?
Did you know about Scrapple when you were in D.C.?
I knew about Scrapple. Look at me.
Yeah,
What?
you knew
I
about
didn't know about
Scrapple?
Scrapple, for God's sakes. My parents loved Scrapple.
Really?
And I grew up with it. That and Taylor pork roll.
Really? Okay.
Taylor pork roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out about Taylor. Who was the talk show host that used to be big into Taylor pork roll? Bruce did a syndicated talk show. I can't. A financial show, anyway.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name, but he was into pork roll. And,
Oh, yeah.
And I like that, but I'm more of a Scrapple guy.
Remember when there used to be stands? There were stands in Ocean City.
Yep,
There
yep.
was a stand in Rehoboth Beach.
That's exactly right.
And it's one of my fondest childhood memories. Is saying to my mom, I'm going to take a walk on the beach.
Yeah.
And she'd look at me and go, yeah, bring me back one, too.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, I really appreciate you getting out of bed this morning and early because you played last night.
Played last night.
And you came in just to talk, all kinds of nonsense with me
Yeah,
on the radio
I
this
love it,
morning.
man.
And I enjoyed
Anytime.
it. And I will be there tonight to hang out with you. I don't know if that's
We'll
any
do our
value
one-
in that
we'll do
whatsoever.
our one song.
or maybe we'll do something. I just need, send me a set list.
I'll send you. I'll email you tonight's set list.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then I'll just let you know.
And note that any similarity between what we actually play and what's on that set list is purely coincidental.
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
last night was a free for all.
Well, if you come out to Gilligan's tonight, Bob and I will be on stage together.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Gilligan's Milton, right on 16.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Pleasure.
Cool.
Yes.
Great. All right. We are doing the Weller Does Delmarva show live. I'm going to bring Debbie and Mike back on here for a second. So if I've got, and then we'll bring Dean out. So let me get those two going and tell Dean to get ready. So Debbie, if you and Mike can come over. Yeah, you can get next to me. Actually, yes, I'll have my wife sit next to me. So anyway, this is Debbie Short and Michael LeCates, and actually both of you work at Mid-South Audio.
We do.
That's not only are you involved in Barbara K. Brooks, but you do have responsibilities there.
I do.
The hiring and firing of people, doing HR.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah. So and it's been a busy week because we've been doing summer intern interviews. So
We have.
Mike, we talk about MSA on this show a lot, but sometimes I forget to mention everything we're involved in. I mean, we've got it started for me as a recording studio, then we went into live sound. When you came on board, that's kind of primarily what you were doing, and then you started working in the installation, or now what we call the buzzword in the industry is integration. Yep. And it's called that because we're integrating audio and video and lighting all together.
Well, and that's what people don't realize sometimes. They hear the name Mid-South Audio and they think all we do is audio, but it's video, it's lighting, it's backline,
but it's too far gone to
saging.
change the name. So,
Nope.
it's so, but So that's how you kind of started in production.
Yep.
And
I still do production.
And you
Not as
still do
often,
that.
but
And you actually were the production director at the Freeman stage for many years.
6 years.
6 years. Yeah.
6 summers.
And then we were talking one day, and he had a really strong interest in installations and integrations, and we kind of branched you off to take over that department, and you've been doing really well. And so I mean, we're really, and now you've got a team of, there's 3 of you now full time.
Yep.
One
we're
that's
doing integrations almost
only
every day of the week.
is only one armed right now, so from an injury. So
Two and a half
we'll be
people.
yeah, 2.5 guys. We'll be glad to get him back, in full swing, no pun intended. So that department has grown in people and also in responsibility and the scope of work and everything else.
Yeah,
So
and we do the full scope. I mean, we're finishing a
lot of government jobs.
Yeah,
lot
we're
of
finishing a
restaurant
job with an
jobs.
emergency paging system with over 100 speakers throughout a building, and including the outside speakers.
in Wycomico County.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we do even small, the small country churches.
And then our
small
core
restaurant
business
jobs.
has been and will always remain churches.
Yep.
A lot of church audio. We think we bring a lot to the table to that because we've all been involved in that community all of our lives. When I first met you, you were the sound guy at Bayshore.
Yep.
And in fact, we used to have to work your schedule around that.
Yeah, now I'm
And
just too busy to
yeah, now
can't be dedicated to
so,
one spot,
but
unfortunately.
yeah, now you're at every other church, all the time. So, because that's one thing we do. If you purchase a sound system from Mid-South Audio, then you find yourself, and then we will be there for at least the first service, if not the second or third service for training.
Yeah, and it's not uncommon. Churches will go online and buy something, and then they realize they need some training or.
Not that we encourage that.
No,
but
it
happens.
And
It
we
happens.
do come in and help them and train them and get them.
And then hopefully win them back as a customer, and they realize that there was a lot more value in had they purchased it from us.
I think that's the biggest thing people don't realize is you can pretty much buy anything you see online that's audiovisual related from us.
And you know what that is? If you buy it online, that's a transaction. If you buy it from us, you're building a relationship.
Yep.
And that's the
We're
difference.
gonna help you through it.
You can click it, and you can put your card number in, and it'll show up, and all that happens, and it'll work, and everything else. But it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And if you buy something from us, you've got somebody that's going to be there for the entire time you own that piece of gear, to guide you through it, to work through mistakes, to work. We had a brand new piece of gear out of the box the other day that we delivered. And you know what? It didn't work. It just was bad out of the box. So we have the ability to take care of that, get another one, and
Or
go
get
through that
someone a
process.
loaner in emergencies.
And had that person purchase that online, that would have been a much more difficult process. They would have had to gone through boxing it up, sending it back, waiting for all that. But we'll handle all that for you. So, and if you think that everything you're going to purchase from Amazon or wherever is going to work 100% of the time, you're just deluding yourself because it's not. So anyway, thank you for joining us this morning. I want to talk about Debbie's fundraiser, and then we got to get Dean on here. So,
Okay.
And we've got 3 minutes and 37 seconds to get this all done. So I'm going to do about half of that with you, and you can go ahead and send Dean out when he's ready. Okay.
Whenever he's ready.
Thank you, Mike. Do more 24. The heat is on, and
Yes.
the clock is ticking.
Yes.
Now, the good thing about this is that you get people excited about it, but they can't get too excited right now. All they can really do is set themselves a reminder.
Right.
Because it only happens Thursday to Friday.
That's correct.
Thursday
the money
at 6.
received Thursday. It's starting at 6 p.m. till Friday, ending at 6 p.m.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so,
there are, as we talked about earlier, there's a lot of incentives, a lot of ways to make your donation do more for our community.
that's
by
the whole
getting these
idea with
matching
Do More
funds.
24 is this
Yes.
that and this year especially because of this stretch fund
Stretch
that's
forward,
available
stretch
is that that not only does if you give $1, that will net you more than $1.
That's correct.
At the end of the day.
That's correct.
And everybody that participates, you said 280 people.
281 in Delaware.
And we mentioned a couple in Sussex County that are important
Yes.
because Jim Martin was here last week with the
Yes.
Shepherd's House, and also John.
John Slagowski with the New Street House for
who does
men.
basically the same thing that you do, but it's for men.
Right, that's correct. Yes.
So,
yes.
and it's on New Street.
It's on New Street
Kinda
here
why
in
it's
Georgetown.
called the New Street House.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's 3
It was my
local,
best Jim Weller right then.
There
Right
you
there.
go.
Yeah.
3 very, very local nonprofits who are doing good things in our community.
Cool. Well,
And we're asking for your support, so please support us if you can.
I wish you well. I will be very involved in this weekend, so we're looking forward to it. But it's time to eat.
What do we
Dean
got?
is here.
What do we got, Dean?
From Dean's Delicious Dishes, and that looks like a chicken croquette.
Oh yeah, chicken croquette, corn nuggets.
And corn nuggets.
Corn nuggets.
Okay.
That looks yummy.
That is. Are these on the menu here on a regular basis?
Yes.
Really?
The corn nuggets are, yes.
Wow. It's great to be able to be paid to eat on the air. This is
Show
exciting.
the corn inside. It's like whole kernels
There's
of
the
corn.
corn.
It's very neat.
This is a nugget. There's the
Yeah.
corn.
Yeah.
Ergo corn nugget. See? It all worked out that way.
But
There you
some
go.
people make corn nuggets and they mash up the corn and you can barely
That's true.
tell that it's corn in there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And under that gravy
Is
is a chicken croquette.
chicken, real chicken, no
Now, are
process.
those made here?
Yes, they're made here.
Homemade. They don't come from. There's no Cisco
No,
truck backing
no,
up.
no.
Yeah.
They make them every week.
Wow, that's amazing, and they taste like that too.
Oh, yeah.
That's homemade gravy. That's homemade croquette.
Yep.
And I've got 56 seconds left, and then I get to eat that. So
Yes, you do.
yeah.
Yeah. And you already have.
So next week's going to be your last delicious dish with Jim.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So what are you gonna do for him next week?
I don't know yet. I'll see what we got back there.
He's a big crab cake guy.
I know we did it twice already.
You know what? I think a third time probably
Could be the
wouldn't.
charm.
I think we did
Third time wouldn't hurt his feelings.
last week there we did crab
I have
balls.
been with him at a restaurant. This is no lie, and they have set down the first crab cake sandwich. And the next time the waitress comes back, he says, "Go ahead and bring me another one of these." And that I've never been with anybody in my life where he said that. "Oh, I'll take another one," and not like one in a box to take home. He's his second sandwich right then. Is that the music?
Yep.
We're done for the day. I have really enjoyed being here. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Bob Yesbek. Thank you, audience, for being here. Thank you, Jack Riddle, and thanks, Mike. It's been a great day. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you, Jim, for letting me do it. Colin the third, or the second, the third. I don't know. The second, Colin, back in Lincoln. Take care. All right, thanks.